Your 2022 Mingus Marauders are on the air. Mingus Marauder Football is brought to you by Jones Ford Verde Valley, Arizona's best since 1970. State Farm Insurance, Jennifer Griffin. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs. Rock Zoo Screen Printing, where clothing comes to rock. Longfellow Excavating, we dig your ideas. And Northern Arizona Healthcare, improving health, improving people. Your 2022 Mingus Marauder Football is also brought to you by these fine businesses. Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros, 3 generations here to serve you. Larry Green Chevrolet, the people place. All Price Insurance, call 634-2311 to get your quote. Gettles High Desert Mechanical, heating, cooling, and plumbing. Don't settle, get Gettles. Your Neighborhood Rice Accounting and Jackson Hewitt Tax Services. Sun Country Custom Woodworks, serving all of Northern Arizona with commercial and residential custom cabinets. And Yavapai College, you can, we can, together. And now, your voice of Mingus Marauder Football, Jackie Bessler.
And welcome here to Mingus Union High School, the final game of the 2022 season, and it is senior night here for the Mingus Marauders. Jackie Bessler along with you, Nick Yatsinko off to my left, and out here tonight, senior night. You've been a senior here at this stadium, in this for this field. What's going through the kids' feelings right now?
So many nerves and excitement right now. It's such a really cool night. You get to walk with your family and friends down the middle of the field, and the announcers will kind of go over some future plans that you have after you graduate. Just a bunch of fun tonight.
All right, we're looking forward to it. In fact, there's going to be seniors from golf and, oh goodness, all sorts of fall sports here, and on top of the Mingus Marauder football players out here. So we're going to get to see them all and hear some of them out here tonight for senior night. Mid-November, not playoffs, but mid-November, regular season. It is chilly.
49 degrees at kickoff, Jackie. This is one of the first times I've seen you without a jacket and me with a jacket to start the game. So I would imagine your jacket will be on shortly.
Yes, I didn't want to do it during pregame because I wanted to show how tough I was.
All right, I love it.
Indeed. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to meet the teams. The Mingus Marauders taking on the senior heavy-laden Prescott Badgers here tonight for senior night at Mingus Union High School. We're back after this.
For 30 years, Rock Zoo Screen Printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Rock Zoo your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Rock Zoo Screen Printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
The right vehicles, the right people, the right price. Make Jones Ford of Verde Valley the right place to buy. Choose from our new in-stock Ford selection or custom order just the way you want it. Buy pre-owned with peace of mind with Jones Ford's lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Plus, drive a little, save a lot. Jones Ford is your tax advantage destination. So, for the right vehicles at the right price, make the right choice. Jones Ford Verde Valley, family owned and operated for over half a century. Just off I-17 in Camp Verde.
And welcome back to senior night here at Mingus Union High School as we take a look at the rankings, the 4A rankings, because playoffs are around the corner. In fact, coming up 8 days from now, we're, of course, having a special Thursday night broadcast in honor of, Veterans Day coming up tomorrow. So, nonetheless, ALA Gilbert continues to be the #1 ranked team out of the Keno Division. Canyon del Oro is #2. Snowflake has risen to #3. They'll have Seton Catholic here tonight. Boston Butte, #4. They have ALA Gilbert here tonight. That is going to be a game. 4 versus 1. That would be like a second-round playoff game in the last game of the season. How about that? St. Mary's has a tough one against #11 Yuma Catholic. St. Mary's is 5. Apache Junction is 6. Northwest Christian 7. 8 comes Marcos de Niza, which is really interesting. They play #13 Arizona College Prep. And now right behind them is #9 Prescott, the Badgers. And then the Bradshaw Mountain Bears, who play Lee Williams here tonight, #19, and that'll be for the Grand Canyon region. So that'll be interesting. Now, look at this. If Marcus Deniza happens to lose or something along those lines, can you imagine if Prescott and Bradshaw moved up to 8 and 9 and ended up in a first-round playoff game?
That'd be one of the best first-round playoff games in 4A, for sure.
It would, yeah.
A rivalry game in the first round of playoffs. How about a tough start?
All the years that I have done Mingus Marauder football, and it's like, oh, no, not a Grand Canyon region opponent in the first round. Please, no. I mean, sometimes, especially if they're also a playoff team, it's hard enough to beat them once, but have to beat them twice in the season, that is tough. Yuma Catholic at #11, Lake Havasu 12, Arizona College Prep 13, Combs is sitting at 14. They'll have #18 Arcadia here tonight. Now, Thunderbird sitting at 15, right on the verge. Buckeye is at 16. Walden Grove could win their region and not make playoffs, right? They're at 17. Arcadia at 18. Lee Williams is sitting at 19. So 19 has got to play #11 Bradshaw. In order to get into the playoffs, they've got to beat Bradshaw here tonight. They've got to take the region rather, and that's their only way to get into playoffs. Catalina Foothills is sitting at #20. They're in the same spot. They've got to win their region to even have a chance to get into playoffs, because I misspoke last week when I said that all region winners get into the playoffs. That is not true any longer. That is not correct. So you have to earn your way into the playoffs. So in fact, we have the situation here where Carl Hayden and or Independence is going to play here tonight. One of them is going to win the region, and neither one of them are going to make playoffs.
Yeah, it's a shame, and it's nice to see Independence have such a turnaround, right? Because we played them earlier in the season, and Marauders had one of the best fourth quarters I've ever seen in high school football against Independence, and that coaching staff was fired up, and they were excited about their squad, and they hadn't won many games in the last few years, and this year they're finding some success. So like you said, they probably won't get into playoffs regardless if they win or not, which will bring me to my region kind of breakdown, because like you said, not all these region winners are going to make it to playoffs, and that's kind of heartbreaking to hear. A little bit heartbreaking at the same time. It's going to make the playoffs tougher, I'll tell you that. The 4A Desert Sky region locked down by Marcos Tenisa. So Marcos Tenisa sits 8-1 on the season. They got that region locked down. They're going to be in playoffs. The 4A East Sky comes down to, you already brought this one up, the ALA Gilbert North versus Boston Butte, #1 and #4. So that's going to be a huge game tonight. Winner of that most likely takes the region title for East Sky. Then the West Valley locked down by Northwest Christian, excuse me. So they already got that one locked. Somehow over Buckeye, right? Buckeye had a really good season. Northwest Christian, just a creeper, and they won that region, so they'll be in playoffs. And then the 4A Skyline locked down by St. Mary's. The Knights have secured that region for Skyline. 4A Southwest locked by Thunderbird. Now, Thunderbird trying to get into the playoffs. They're at number 15 right now. They need to beat Estrella Foothills to make it into playoffs. They got to take care of business. Estrella Foothills is 0-3 in that region, the Southwest region. Thunderbird undefeated in that. You never know what could happen. They have to take care of business if they want a spot in the playoffs. Then we go to the Copper Sky, which is the region that we had the most success against this season. And Carl Hayden and Independence are going to battle tonight to see who wins that region. So Carl Hayden's always kind of been at the top of that. Nice to see Independence have a good season. They're up there now, and like I said, they're going to battle for their Copper Sky region title. And then the Gila region is going to come down to Walden Grove and Catalina Foothills. Likely not going to make the playoffs, winner of that region either, but nonetheless, those guys still playing for pride and still trying to win that Gila region. And then the Keno, number 2, Canyon del Ordo. It's going to be a battle versus Micah Mountain for that region.
Yeah, both undefeated.
Micah Mountain doesn't look like, even with a win, they would get into the playoffs, which is a little bit strange. Nonetheless, Canyon del Ordo has got to take care of business if they want to win the region. Teams can win their region, still get, or lose their region, sorry, get in the playoffs, especially when you have a good record like Canyon del Oro. They're 8-1.
Right.
And then we get to my favorite region, the GCR, the Grand Canyon region, home of the Marauders, and love it. So I'm just going to go through our rankings here because it's awesome to see these Grand Canyon region teams fighting for playoff spots. We'd love to be there. Tonight we're playing spoiler, so let's get into it. Prescott Badgers is going to be number 9 in 4A. Bradshaw's number 10 in 4A. Lee Williams, number 19 in 4A. Coconino, number 23. The Marauders coming in at number 26. And Flagstaff, number 37.
Yep, but we're going to have Bradshaw and Lee Williams here tonight. The winner of that one is going to take the Grand Canyon region.
It's going to be such a dogfight.
I
Coach
know.
Stefan last week was already kind of looking ahead to Bradshaw as he was excited and talking to us about it.
Sure. Well, that's going to be a good one. That one is at Bradshaw. We're going to get you score updates as we go along throughout that particular game. The last game, Prescott at Coconino, and interesting enough, it was 14-13 at half. Prescott with a lead over Coconino, and then 21 unanswered points in the second half, including 14 defensive points for the Prescott Badgers up at Coconino. Passing-wise, Enoch Watson, who was phenomenal against the Mingus Marauders, only went 5 for 17 against Prescott and threw 1 interception, no touchdowns, 247 yards on the ground rushing for Coconino. By the way, a name that we noticed, Cody Leopold did not play for Prescott. This has been Mr. Badger for the last like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, most certainly. I've had the pleasure of calling him since he was a sophomore at the varsity level, Cody Leopold. And it's crazy to hear he didn't play last week. I hope everything's okay. But yeah, he's been a workhorse for the Badgers.
Yep, and you know, maybe he's dinged up, and you know, we don't know if we're going to see him here tonight. He was not in the starting rosters that we were given. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. Passing-wise, Jackson Rice was 4 for 5, very efficient, 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. So you know, when he needed to score, he threw the ball, which was really good. Obviously, Prescott's going to have a lot of players going both ways during the course of the game. So will the Mingus Marauders, but names that we're going to see defensively are going to be Cody Hanna, and we're going to see McKeevely defensively. Interesting enough, they had 2 takeaways on fumbles. That's Prescott last week against the Coconino Panthers. So, you know, pretty good showing as they took care of business. Ended up winning that one by 22 points over the Coconino squad, and that was on the road.
Yeah, Coconino proved to be a really tough team. That was they were up big at halftime against the Marauders here, so obviously Prescott's going to be bringing it tonight. Brings it to last week versus Lee Williams. Marauders came up short. Coach Stefan was very excited about his Lee Williams Volunteers, and they're making a big playoff, trying to make a big playoff run this season. Last week, Marauders come up short rushing the ball, only 166 yards total. Had Brayson Durkalek at 68 yards, Makai Arnuato at 76 yards. And I'll tell you, those are some really tough averages. Right around that 5-yard marker average, those are tough yards to get, and we've leaned on that rushing game all season long. Camacho ends up with a couple touchdowns. And then passing the ball, Camacho only 4 for 14, 45 yards. So QB rating, not the best, just about 41%, but no interceptions on there. So you got to look at the bright spots. Camacho's fairly new at that position. We saw him plugged in just a few games in. So otherwise, receiving the ball, Contreras has been a go-to. Dirkleck's been a go-to. Just not enough against Lee Williams. I mean, we're only able 166 yards on the ground, 45 yards in the air against Lee Williams. Not going to get it done. They found a lot more success through the air, 241 yards for the Volunteers last week, and 221 yards rushing for the Volunteers. So they had their way on offense.
However, Camacho had 2 interceptions during the game. Mingus, unfortunately, gave up 2 fumbles during the course of the game. So, you know, 2 giveaways, 2 takeaways. But, you know, Mingus certainly battled last week on the road at Lee Williams, a very improved Lee Williams team. And they've got a shot at the Grand Canyon region here tonight, as Dirkleck is on your screen as some of the Mingus Marauders seniors. And at halftime, we're going to go through all of the seniors. There's 9 of them on this squad. And we're going to talk about how excited we are as we take a look at Prescott and Mingus. Mingus comes in at a record of 5-4. Prescott 7-2 overall. They are 3-1 on the road. However, the Mingus Marauders are 3-1 at home. So let me throw that out. Prescott averaging a little better than 40 yards or 40 points per game. Mingus 27 points per game. And as you take a look at the rushing yards, fairly even, 217 to 208. However, the passing yards between these two squads, big difference. Prescott averaging 142 yards in passing per game. Mingus only 53, about 54. Total yards, Prescott certainly takes it away, and their defense has been pretty stellar during the course of the season. As you take a look at teams that both squads have played, both teams have beaten Flagstaff, both teams have lost to Bradshaw Mountain. However, Coconino was able to beat Lee Williams, and Prescott was able to beat Lee Williams and Coconino. Both of those teams the Mingus Marauders lost to, and that Lee Williams game, if we will remind everybody, a late 40-yard field goal to win by 2 points over Lee Williams. So that'll be interesting here tonight, senior night for the Mingus Marauders. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to look at the two teams a little bit more in depth and take a look even around 1A, 2A, and 3A playoffs when we return to Mingus Union High School after this.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles, and go Marauders.
2 things we can count on every year:
a new set of tax rules and great weather here in Northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
Well, we got Arnado walking as a senior out here on senior night on the field for the Mingus Marauders. Exciting time, last game of the regular season for the Mingus Marauders, and they are in a spoiler mode, trying to upset the Prescott Badgers here, who are ranked number 9 and looking forward to going into playoffs. And Mingus wants to see if they can be a thorn in the side here. As we take a look at the Prescott squad, 7-2 on the season, 366 points for, only giving up 178. Started with big wins against Carl Hayden and Glendale. Lost to American Leadership Academy, Gilbert North, which is the number 1 ranked team in 4A. A 20-point loss, 55-35. That was in week 3. Big wins over Greenway and Sierra Lindy. Flagstaff, a loss to Bradshaw, close one, 20-14, and that came late in the game nonetheless. A close win over Lee Williams, and then a pretty decent win, 35-13 over Coconino last week. In fact, once again, it was 14-13 at halftime, 21 unanswered points in the second half, and 2 touchdowns that were defensively. So, you know, Prescott comes in with 21 seniors, 21 seniors on this squad, and holy cow, a lot of them are going to play, and they've got some stats.
Having 21 seniors goes a long way, especially with leadership on your team, the fight that your players put in all season long. And like you touched on, Jackie, the 2 losses Prescott has, one is against their rival, who's very, very good, and a playoff contender, Bradshaw Mountain. Yep. Rivalry games, you never know which way those are going to swing, especially when both the rivals are playoff contending teams. And then the other loss was against the number 1 school right now. So this Prescott Badgers team is ready to go. They're really excited for playoffs. That is... They got to get by the Marauders first, playing spoiler. Just some statistics for Prescott on the season. Through the air, the Badgers, we will see Rice in the backfield throwing the ball. He's got 916 yards through the air, 104 attempts, 64 completions. So he's got an 86.1 quarterback rating, only thrown 5 interceptions. So for a junior, that's pretty outstanding quarterback play. Then rushing the ball, we're going to have McKelvey. We're going to see McKelvey a lot. McKelvey's got 627 yards. The senior for the Badgers is in the backfield. Cody Leopold, who we touched on. Cody's been their workhorse for a couple seasons. I've been able to call his games. He's a great athlete. So far this season, he's got 712 yards total. That's an average of 7 yards a carry. He's at 103 carries. So that's pretty incredible there. Not sure we'll see him a whole ton tonight, but you got to look out for number 24. We'll also see Norris, another senior for the Badgers. He's at 502 yards on the season, 74 carries, averaging 6.8 yards. So these Badgers are averaging a lot on the ground. Receiving the ball, we're going to see Hilton. They spread it out. They have 13 wide receivers the Badgers utilize. So that's a lot of weapons that we'll see. We'll see Hilton. We'll see McKelvey. We'll see Tennant. They throw to Tennant a lot. Solano, Ouchis, Muffley, and Brown. So the Badgers have quite an amount of weapons that they'll use, led by their junior quarterback.
Well, the Mingus Marauders coming in tonight. Camacho in a couple of games at quarterback, 16 for 40, 150 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. You know, but they've been trying to throw the ball more in the last couple of games. However, that puts Durkalek back in the backfield, where I think he's so much more dangerous running out of the backfield. He's got 98 carries for 488 yards. Arnado, closest to a 1,000-yard back we've got right now, 780 yards, so he needs a big night on senior night. 220 yards to get to 1,000 on 113 carries. He'll need a few more than that. And Durkalek needs 11 receptions, by the way, to have the same number of receptions as he does completions during the course of the season. Yeah, I would like to see that. Major receiver, of course, Contreras, 10 receptions, 256 yards, followed by Jones with 9 receptions and 92 yards. Well, Mingus Marauders have given up 5 fumbles during the course of the year, and when it comes to their turnover ratio, it ends up being 0. 12 takeaways, 12 turnovers on the season, 6 fumble recoveries, as well as 6 interceptions. Sack leader here tonight is Lathan with 6.5 sacks on the season. We're going to expect good things for him, especially if the Prescott squad is going to be looking to throw the ball here quite a bit during the course of the game. So the Mingus Marauders will certainly have their work cut out for them for trying to play spoil here tonight. And as we take a look at the squad, Prescott and Mingus history, these two squads have played each other for as long as I can remember.
It goes way back, and now I've only have the recent history, Jackie, so I know Prescott and Mingus have a real deep history, but in the last 14 meetups between Mingus and Prescott, Mingus has 8 wins to Prescott's 6. So right now, Mingus has the edge, and I'll tell you the last 3 meetings, Prescott has had our number. 2019, Prescott 55, Mingus 13. 2020, Prescott 43, Mingus 35.
Ooh,
so
a
close one in 2020. 2021, Prescott 49, the Marauders 21. So Badgers have had the edge in the last few years. Marauders looking to take it back.
Well, like I had made mention, senior-laden team. This squad has got 24 seniors, 10 juniors, and 12 sophomores on the squad, which is almost as many kids as the Mingus Marauders have in the football program. And so, quite a few of these are going to be multi-year starters here for this Prescott squad. And as we take a look at the Mingus Marauders, you know what? We're losing 9 seniors this year. Brayson Durkalek will be on his way. Ian Contreras, Noel Austin, Tanner Bejarano, Ethan Jones, another senior from the Mingus Marauders. We're going to miss Micah Arenado, Curtis Glassman, another senior that we will certainly miss. Anthony Sua and Cam Davis round out the 9 seniors that the Mingus Marauders will be giving up this year. However, if all of these players come back, we've got 20 juniors that would come back as seniors next year.
So exciting to talk about your juniors coming back, especially with all the varsity football experience that they've got in the last couple seasons with the Marauders. But Jackie, if I could just touch on the seniors one last time here, how special of a night for them. It's their last time here in the cave, most likely their last time. Marauders will not make the playoffs this year, so fighting for pride and fighting for a spoiler alert tonight. So Brayson Durkalek, Micah Arnuado, Ian Contreras, Austin Knoll, Tanner Bejarano, Ethan Jones, Curtis Glassman, Cameron Davis, Tony Sua. Go have fun tonight.
Absolutely.
Go have an absolute blast out there. Leave it all on the football field. You won't have moments like this in the future unless you're playing at the next level, which obviously we wish the best for. But yeah, this is such a fun time for these guys. It's not often that you get to go in the locker room. You only get X amount of games during your varsity life, right? So
it's true.
There's only so many times you go up in that locker room, get ready for a game, and you check your nerves with all your teammates, and you get pumped up in the weight room and get all excited for the game. And that's it for these seniors. And it's just a really special moment, and I hope they go out and leave it all out on the field tonight and cherish every minute of it. I hope some of the linemen, our seniors, can get the football, run it, or do something kind of wild. I never got to run with the football. So.
We're going to take a quick break here in our pregame show. When we come back, we'll have our national anthem. The teams will be out on the field, and we will get underway for senior night here at Mingus Union High School. We're back after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Two things we can count on every year.
A new set of tax rules and great weather here in Northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
Right, I was hoping we were going to get back so that we could see the Mingus Marauders come out of the tunnel here on senior night. Looks like we're going to be able to get that done, and then we were going to have our national anthem. Kaylee Christensen will be doing our national anthem out here today, and hopefully we will get a camera on her as soon as we get an opportunity to do so. Out for the Mingus Marauders. There is the canyon. There is the cannon. Yes, indeed. Here come the Mingus Marauders, and yes, I did. I jumped for one last time.
That cannon will get you. It gets a lot of people.
It does. So out for the Mingus Marauders, Leckington with the knee. Hopefully we're going to be able to get him back for next season, which is going to be huge. Another junior with an injury that we are going to lose is going to be Choate. We're not going to get him back. We were hoping that we were going to get him back here for tonight's senior night game.
Yeah, and fortunately, Choate will be back, hopefully for his senior night game next season, as we bring back just a handful of juniors that are just, I mean, experience-ridden. Camacho, Choate, Hernandez, Wallowitz, Leckington, Bowers, Latham, Brulin, Grijalva will be back. I mean, that's just a few of our juniors who have contributed on the varsity level this season, last season, and will be seniors next season. So exciting and looking forward to it.
Well, Grijalva has been out all season long, and we have been told that he might get to play here tonight. The Mingus Marauders going out for the coin toss. It's going to be Jones, Contreras, Dirkelek, and Arnado. No surprises there. I want to thank all of our referees here tonight, as our Eye on the Game is brought to you by Reese's Tire, and of course you can look for discounts, coupons, and rebates on tires, wheels, and automotive services at reesestire.com. Locally owned and operated Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros will not be beat. You can ride secure with their nationwide warranty. Now listen, on both tires and a service available at 50,000 locations nationwide. And who won our toss out there?
So Prescott won, and they are going to defer, so the Marauders will get the ball first on senior night.
All right, and of course our coin toss brought to you by State Farm agent Jennifer Griffin, and she says, "Go Marauders, go!" She's been at the same location with State Farm Insurance for over 35 years, and that's going to be at 545 South Main Street in Cottonwood, directly across from Walgreens. You want to stop by and see Jennifer for all your insurance and financial needs. Check them out online at www.jenismysfagent.com, or you can call 928-634-7680. So the Mingus Marauders are going to have the ball first here in the first half, and we still have our national anthem yet to go. I know senior night has us a little bit delayed here. Normally we're already underway, and once again we're going to try to get score updates here for you as we get Bradshaw and Lee Williams. And the Prescott Badgers coming out for the kickoff, and they're going to have to go back to their sideline for the national anthem out here.
Senior night. If you would, please rise for the singing of tonight's national anthem. Singing tonight, we have senior from the Spirit Line, Kaylee Christensen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright
Kaylee Christensen, our national anthem out here. One of our seniors. Great job by this young lady. Awesome. Beautiful. As we are just about to get underway, I want to let you know in the AIA 1A State Championship, Williams going up tomorrow, actually Saturday, against Mogollon. And in the 2A, Camp Verde won their first playoff game in I don't know how many years. I think like 11 years. They will now go up against #1 Pima. Holbrook takes on Wilcox. Whoever wins that will go on to play the winner of Camp Verde and Pima. And Paradise Honors in the quarterfinals takes on #4 Sholo. And that is a look around 1A, 2A, and a 3A. And the Mingus Marauders set to get the ball back. By the way, with Veterans Day coming up tomorrow, we want to thank all of our veterans wherever they may be, all of our current people in the military serving across the world. The kickoff comes down. It looks like Durkalek's going to take it about the 11-yard line. And it goes up the middle and thought he had a seam but didn't. He'll get out to about the 27-yard line. The Mingus Marauders will take over there. Want to thank all of our former Marauders, and there are several, and I wish I could name them all, that have gone from Mingus Union High School football on to military careers, and several of them serving overseas right now. I want to say hello to my son Nicholas, who is in South Korea right now. Not the most stable place to be, but we wish him well and wish that area of the world some safety and peace.
Yep, and you absolutely speak for me too, Jackie. Can't thank our veterans and current enough.
Mingus Marauders will run the ball to start it off, and a good run over the near side, cross the 30 to the 32 is going to be Arenado, and he'll pick up 3 to get us underway.
Yeah, I love the hard running, and tonight, like I said in the pregame report, leave it all out on the field. Durkalek with a hard return, and Mackay on another good run.
And up the middle, Mackay's going to need a lot of them. He needs 220 yards to get to 1,000, and he'll pick up the first 9 yards for the Mingus Marauders, 3 and then 6, which means that he's got 211 left.
I hope he talked to the offensive line, maybe bought him some lunch during the week.
Mingus Marauders quickly back to the line. Oh, and he gets trapped behind the line of scrimmage. Big number 54 coming up with a tackle for a loss, bringing up a 4th down with the ball at the 35-yard line. He'll lose 3.
That's a big Cameron Brown down there, starting defensive line for the Badgers. And you're right, Jack. He got into the backfield real fast on that play.
Brulin comes out. Nice to see Brulin back. He was not with the Mingus Marauders at Lee Williams, and it's going to be a pitch and then a punt, a pooch kick. Great job by the Mingus Marauders, and it takes, it just dies right at the 26-yard line, and Lathan comes down and touches it. So 3 and out for the Mingus Marauders, but a decent punt for the Mingus Marauders, and Prescott will have a long field, and we'll take a look at their starting offense out here. Quarterback Jason Rice is going to start off. Keon McKelvey will be in the backfield. Pardon me, had trouble getting his name out. 3 receivers to the top end. Empty backfield for Rice. Rice throws, quick screen pass, and it goes for about 7 yards to number 8 out there.
Jackson Rice's pass complete to Jake Hilton.
No, number 4 out there. Jake Hilton will get the first pass.
Yeah, Jackson Rice gets rid of that one really quick. That's a set play. Jackson knew exactly where he was going to throw it.
Now he's got one back in the backfield, and he'll hand it off. They try the middle, and streaking through to the near side and running, scampering down the field, cutting it back. Mingus finally gets him at about the 35-yard line. Holy cow, what a run from the 34-yard line all the way to the Mingus Marauders side of the field at the 36.
Yeah, it's going to be Kean McKelvey, one of the Badgers seniors that have helped the Badgers have a lot of rushing this season.
35 yards on the scamper, and he'll get the ball back as he darts to the outside, and 2 big runs, another first down, and they finally contain him out at about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by the Marauders to not let McKelvey break that one in the end zone, as he's getting 2 huge runs. 2 definitely first downs right in a row for the Badgers, and the Badgers proving why they're number 9 in the state in 4A right now.
Well, how about that? Holy cow, rushes of 19 and 35 just back-to-back like that. And it's going to be the quarterback keeper this time as he goes to the outside and finally down at about the 10-yard line. A little bit of a sweep out there on the quarterback keeper, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, we're not going to see Jackson Rice run the ball too much, and we did just now, but he's only got about 20 yards on the season so far.
Yeah, he definitely does not run the ball a lot. Now he will hand it off. Mingus, big tackle out there. Did you catch a number on that one?
Gotta love it. That's going to be Jahir Hernandez, our junior defensive lineman, with a huge tackle. Spun him around and slammed him.
1 yard on it, so it's going to bring up, interesting, there we go, 3rd and about 4. They finally flipped the marker, so 3rd and 4. Mingus trying to get a stop here in their own red zone now. Rice has one back in the backfield. They move from right to left, and the quarterback's going to keep it straight up the middle. He's got a first down, but not enough for a touchdown as Mingus will finally stop him. A slow whistle out there down to about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, sure was. It was a scrum kind of moving sideways. It wasn't going towards the end zone or backwards, but everyone was moving sideways on that one, and the Badgers end up with a 1st and goal inside the 5 here.
In fact, at the 3-yard line, 1st and goal from the 3, and Rice will take the snap, and he will run it himself. Tries the left-hand side. He'll get tackled by Latham, but a little bit late, I think. And it will be a touchdown, a 3-yard touchdown run out there by Rice, the quarterback, and Jackson Rice, the first score here for Prescott on their first drive here on senior night for the Mingus Marauders.
Yeah, that's the Badgers really getting their practice in. Again, this is a really tough team. A lot of seniors. Their only losses come to Bradshaw Mountain in a close one and the #1 team in 4A.
Cole Gross out for the extra point. And on the hold is going to be Ryan Smith. And there's the snap. Good snap, hold. Mingus got in the backfield, but not quite quick enough to stop it. And the extra point is good. So 7:55 first quarter, first drive for Prescott. Mingus had a 3-and-out. Prescott runs the table and leads 7-0. We're back after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
With the extra point, turns around to kick off to the Mingus Marauders. Ball sits at the 40-yard line. Mingus will go from right to left across your radio dial. The kick is up short, and it will come down and bounce out of almost out of bounds. Holy cow, having a chance at that was Caden Penna. The ball died right inside the 27, 28-yard line and got pushed out of bounds. No Mingus Marauder was on top of that. That was almost an onside kick.
What an incredible kick that was. Like you said, it was almost a pooch kick, but it died. And now you can see the referees discussing it because it's normally a penalty when the kick goes out of bounds. This kick did not go out of bounds.
Correct. It didn't. It was pushed out of bounds. So I would imagine the penalty would not suffice, but it's going to be an illegal procedure against the Prescott squad. And then a sideline warning against Mingus. But where are they going to put the ball? And they are going to move the ball. It looks like they're going to move the ball back up to the 35-yard line. So because Mingus didn't have possession of the ball, that's really interesting. Got a full moon out there, almost a full moon. Is it almost a full moon?
Perfect weather for a spoiler.
There you go. So they are going to set the ball at the 35-yard line. Mingus takes it. Durkalek goes deep in the backfield, trying to get the corner. Gets the corner and ran an awful lot to get back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, that was big, number 72 for the Badgers. Landon Francis with a lot of pressure. He was helped by a couple other Badgers on that one. Durkalek, not much to go, and Jackie, no, I don't know, they didn't give him anything.
No, he had to go backward because of the pressure in the backfield. He had to go backward 7 yards just to try to get back to the line of scrimmage. There's the snap. Mingus will hand it off up the middle. Arnado hit pretty much at the line of scrimmage. He'll gain 1. And Prescott, absolutely zero respect. They have got 11 men on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and they're going to play the rushing game real hard, as that's been Mingus's power point, is really rushing, and obviously the Badgers gambling on that.
Well, that last particular play, they had 11 men on the line of scrimmage, if you include the cornerback here. Now they back off just a little bit. Camacho looks to throw, throws the ball downfield, and trying to come back to it is going to be Contreras. Did he catch it? Are they going to give him a catch on it? It looks like they are indeed going to give him the catch on the reception out there.
Nice job, Contreras. Way to get your arms underneath that one. That was a good play right there, as the Badgers get a ton of pressure on Camacho, and Camacho wisely gets rid of it fast.
25 yards out there on the reception to Contreras, and Mingus back in the line of scrimmage, and putting his head down, shoulders down, is going to be Arnado as he drives forward, gains a couple of yards, dragging a would-be tackler along with him.
Yeah, love to see that hard running by the senior Makai Arnuato out there. That's a great 3-yard run, 4-yard run. That's just all legs right there, as he's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage and just keeps running.
Well, we were talking to some of the players, talking about the weight room. That's all weight room right there. 2nd and 7. Mingus on the Prescott side of the field, trailing 7-0 at the 36-yard line. Mingus hands it off, and the quick hitter up forward, and we'll gain about another 3 or 4. And it looks like Durkalek gets up from the bottom of the pile on that one, bringing up 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 3.
Yeah, after that passing play, like you called it, Jackie, maybe the Badgers got to respect the passing a little bit, as the Marauders are going to say, you know what, if you give it to us, we're going to take it.
Dixon comes in with the play, and Mingus looking to get their 2nd first down of the game. They'll send Dixon out to the right, Contreras to the bottom of your screen. Arnado and Durkalek in the backfield. There's the snap, and it's going to be a pitch out to Durkalek. Durkalek caught in behind the line of scrimmage and taken down out there by Keenan McKeevely. And that's going to be a loss, and it'll bring up about 4th and 8. However, on this side of the field, you got to imagine Mingus might go for it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Montebias calls up here on senior night, as it's only a 7-0 game right now. Still 5 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first quarter, but the Badgers look so strong. Let's see what the Marauders do here.
Brulin goes to the top of the screen now. 3 receivers out. Camacho in the backfield, takes the snap, looks to throw, gets pressured, goes out to the right-hand side, throws, has a man downfield, couldn't get him to him, as Contreras, the intended receiver, and on the defense was going to be Cole Gross out there, so that's going to be a turnover on downs, and Prescott will take over at their own 37-yard line.
Oh, I love the play call dialed up by the Marauders coaching staff there. Really like it. Camacho, as you can see on your replay there, plenty of time. Offensive line gives him good time. He scrambles out and just doesn't connect with Contreras, as he kind of underthrows him by just a yard or so.
Norris in the backfield now with the quarterback Rice. Takes the snap, looks to throw, throws. Quick throw on the far side is going to be Hilton. Hilton weaves his way for about 8.
Yeah, what a move. Hilton able to put the brakes on real fast and juke a Marauder right out there and not get the first down yet, but 2nd and short here.
Both receptions so far for the Badgers going to Hilton on just short little screen passes, receiver screens. Rice puts a man in motion and hands it off to Norris. Norris looking for somewhere to go, weaves his way through, runs into a sea of red, and the Mingus Marauders drive him back. Might be enough for a first down, though, at the Prescott 48-yard line.
Yep, and that will be enough for the first, as the referees just signaled move the chains. So Badgers able to drive the ball so far. Marauders able to get him to the third downs, just not close it out yet.
1st and 10 from the Prescott 48. Prescott with the ball and the lead. Quarterback puts the ball up, puts it deep, and going back in on the defense is going to be Durkalek. They're going to get him for a pass interference, but the question is was it caught by Hilton or not? Durkalek makes the call out there and says no.
And we'll see, most likely that penalty will go against Durkalek. But it looks like Prescott sidelines, and the Badgers seem to think that he came down with the ball there.
They said no reception.
Okay. It was a really good try, because you couldn't tell from up here in the box. It's at the other side of the field. That Durkalek just kind of put his hands up. I didn't see much contact there.
No, it was
he came
just
down
a little late. Yeah.
Okay.
It was just a little. It was a little bit late. So the ball was thrown up, and it was a double move on the far side. It was a real nice throw. Put it up where his man could get it, and it's going to be a pass interference against the Mingus Marauders, which is not going to be a spot foul in high school football, and so that's going to be a good thing. It should be, I believe, a 15-yard penalty. And they are going to set the ball first down for the Badgers at the Mingus Marauder 37-yard line. First penalty against the Mingus Marauders. Anyways, Durkalek was going back, had his back to the ball, and unfortunately ran into the receiver before the ball came down. Here comes Prescott, the Badgers. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to run it this time and will find a little bit of a lane. Pick up a good one, about 6 yards. And actually, that was going to be that was Tennant on the run, so that was a Wildcat run.
Ooh, a late flag coming in here. That flag did not get thrown until both teams were on their opposing side of the ball. So we'll see. I'm sure this is some sort of a verbal penalty, maybe. Let's see who it's on.
Or it could just be a really slow flag throw. Personal foul, and it's going to be against Prescott. That's going to be their first penalty. So the Prescott Badgers pick up a 15-yard penalty. Both teams now with a 15-yard penalty just on this drive. 3:44 left to go. Prescott with the ball and the lead, leading the Mingus Marauders 7-0 on senior night here for the Mingus Marauders. That is going to bring up second and behind the sticks here for Prescott.
Boy, that was a big penalty for the Badgers to take, and real fortunate for the Marauders. That puts the Badgers way back here.
Rice in the backfield takes the snap. He's looking to throw. Mingus trying to cover, and across the middle, intended for the tight end in the game, who was open, number 84 out there, which is going to be Isaac Muffley. In and out of the hands, well thrown ball, and it was open. That deep slant was there.
Yeah, it's a really hard throw. Rice reminds me a lot of Camacho throwing the ball. He zips that one right through his wide receiver's hands, and it brings up a huge third down for the Badgers. How about this, Jackie? This will give the Marauders some big momentum if they can come up with a stop here. 4
receivers out, and the quarterback takes the snap, and he's going to run it on the draw, runs it up the middle. Mingus finally gets a hold of him. He gets back to just past the original line of scrimmage, and so he will it'll be 4th and 9 now. However, they're at the 36-yard line, and we'll see if Prescott's going to actually go for it.
I'd like to see a field goal here by the Badgers, as we've heard rumors that the kicker can do it.
So 9 yards once again for Tennant. Now they're going to throw. They throw the ball deep, and it is going to be underthrown, and there was contact out there. However, both players were going in a line for the ball, and that is going to be a turnover on down. So Mingus defense holds, and Mingus will have a pretty decent starting position here at their own 36-yard line.
Yeah, really good call there, Jackie. It's defensive backs, Camacho and Durkalek on the coverage, do just a phenomenal job of the, like you said, there was contact, but they were focused on the ball, trying to make a football catch, just like the Badgers wide receiver. So great turnover on downs for the Marauders.
Camacho actually got his hands on it in the end zone nonetheless too. Camacho over center. Now he's going to step back, looks to throw. He comes to the near side. He's going to run and will actually stop and get back to the line of scrimmage. He did not cut back. He just kind of stepped back out of bounds and will do an awful lot of running for no gain.
Yeah, trying to juke Kean McKelvey out there, and that's going to be tough when you got a running back on running back out there, and some great athletes, and McKelvey comes up with a real good defensive play for the Badgers.
So 2nd and 10 from the Mingus Marauder 36. 2:50 left to go. First quarter action. The Mingus Marauders trailing by a score of 7-0. And the handoff coming right off the edge, right off the tackle. And driving forward is going to be Durkalek, and he'll pick up 3.
And that's a tough few yards there for Durkalek. Love to see it. He's ready for it.
So 3rd and 7 now for the Mingus Marauders. See if we got an update on that Bradshaw score.
Yeah, just give you some updates here. It is 7-7. Bradshaw and Lee Williams.
I think Lee Williams scored first. 3rd and 7 for the Mingus Marauders. Pitch to the outside and hit as soon as the ball came down to him was number 72, Durkalek. Just got literally covered by Landon Francis.
Ouch, what a great defensive play there from the Badgers. Yikes, I hope Durkalek's okay, and he hopped up pretty quick after that one. That was a huge hit there.
How did he catch that pitch?
Yeah.
I mean, he caught the pitch. It was the pitch was thrown hard, and it was like a one-handed catch pitch. And then was getting hit by this gigantic individual at the same time. 4th and 11, Mingus lines up into a potential punting situation, and they're going to get a free 5 out of it as Prescott, coming after the punt, jumps early.
And that'll help the Marauders a little bit, give Durkalek some more room, and Durkalek's had some really good kicks as of recent. Now, you don't see the Marauders doing that fake pitch style kick now because, well, it's fairly obvious that we want to punt the ball and try to pin them deep, so Badgers are ready for this one.
And Prescott has a man back. Now, of course, Durkalek, your quarterback for 6 of these 9 games so far, is also your punter. You got Camacho over center. Takes it, pitches it, and then there will be the pooch kick, and it will come down, and Tennant will let it bounce and then covers it, and Mingus had a shot at him, and then he cuts back, comes to the near side, and oh, what a great job, an ankle tackle out there by Durkalek as Tennant had the near side, and he had so much green grass in front of him.
Oh man, Tennant was looking at the end zone, and Durkalek, nice job on senior night, says no way, a great punt, and then he hustles downfield and makes a shoestring great tackle. Nice job, Brazen.
Good defensive stand for the Mingus Marauders. Unfortunately, the 3 and out, and they give the ball back to Prescott at the Prescott 35-yard line. 1 minute left to go in the first quarter. There's the snap. Quick throw once again out to the outside. It goes to Hilton. Hilton is pushed out of bounds after a scamper of about 8 or 9 by Durkalek.
Yeah, and that's just one of those design throws where the Badgers have that one drawn up already. I mean, they know exactly where they're going to go with that.
Well, Hilton has most of their receptions, leads the team in receptions. Got 3 here tonight with 24 yards, and they keep throwing that quick pass. Ooh, lots of movement on the line, no call. And a run, picking up the first down and then some, is going to be a first down, and then, let's see, we have got 15 yards. 15 yards on the run out there for McKeevely.
Yeah, he's got some size to him, too. That's a good job of the Marauders making an open field tackle. McKelvey's at 5'10".
And they're going to give it to him once again. He's going to try the left side, and he will scamper through pick up good yardage, finally taken down by Senna, but not until he gets 9. Follows his blocks really well.
Yeah, most certainly does, and the Badgers have a fairly good-sized offensive line, so I'm sure McKelvey loves just kind of running on the back of them, hanging onto their jerseys, saying, take me to the promised land, fellas.
2nd and 1 from the Mingus Marauder 32-yard line, offset I, and they're going to run Norris this time. Norris just plows forward and takes on the blockers, picks up 3 in the first down.
Yardage good enough for a first down.
And that play is going to keep the clock going, which will be right at the end of our first quarter here.
It is the end of the first quarter, and there is going to be the whistle. 7-0. The Mingus Marauders trail the Prescott Badgers. Prescott just outside the red zone when we return to Mingus Union High School on senior night after this.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
Prescott with the ball here at the Mingus Marauder 33-yard line, and they have a 1st and 10. One man in the backfield, it's going to be Norris. Rice takes the snap, he turns around, hands it off, and Norris follows his blockers to the near side. Finally, Mingus gets a hold of him. Dirkelek swings him down, but a gain of 7.
Yeah, huge hit by Dirkelek, too. Dirkelek runs right up and drills him, shoulder to shoulder pad to shoulder pad.
Officially 2nd and 4 now from just outside the red zone at the 22-yard line. Prescott leading 7-0. 2 receivers bottom, 1 receiver to the top. They put Hilton in motion, and then the quarterback is going to run it. It's going to be a wildcat for Tennant. Tennant will get enough for a first down. He needed 4, got 5.
And interesting enough, we saw Cody Leopold in the Wildcat for the last couple seasons for the Badgers, and tonight we see Tennant out there.
1st and 10 Prescott.
Tennant is, by the way, a sophomore, so he has got plenty of up-and-coming varsity experience. Put a man in motion, and this time it is going to be number 1 with the ball. That's going to be McKelvey. McKelvey gets it down to the 2-yard line. How about that?
Yeah, he's a really good-sized running back, and I was kind of reading the roster earlier. They got him standing at 5'10". He's got to be a $165. I mean, he's a good-sized running back, and he runs really, really well.
And he's in at Wildcat. And he'll take the snap, and he'll follow his blockers to the right-hand side and in for the touchdown, a 1-yard touchdown run. And that'll be his first touchdown of the game as Prescott, with 10:47 left to go in quarter number 2, takes a 13-0 lead.
And that's the Badgers offense. I mean, again, this is a team that lost to the #1 team in 4A. And then the rivals, Bradshaw, which was a really close game. So the Badgers definitely playoff worthy this year, and we're getting to see it here at the Cave. This is a good squad.
Gross sets up for the extra point. Mingus got close the first time. Let's see if Mingus can get in here. They've overloaded the left-hand side. There's the snap. It is a slow snap, and Dirkelek got in there, but not quite enough. Not quick enough. 14-0, 10:47, second quarter. Mingus will get the ball back when we return after this.
Second quarter, Prescott 14.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles, and go Marauders!
Well, the Mingus Marauders trail here on senior night by a score of 14-0. It is still 7-7 between Bradshaw and Lee Williams. And Prescott Gross is going to be kicking off to the Mingus Marauders once again.
How exciting that Lee Williams and Bradshaw game, huh, Jackie? For a region title, Lee Williams fighting for their playoff lives.
Here comes the kick, and it is not particularly deep, but it will drive Contreras back to the 2, and he'll try the left-hand side, finds a lane, and brings it up past the 25 out to the 26. And interesting enough, that kick was a lot further than I thought it was, as it drove Contreras back to the 2. I thought Dirkelek was going to take it, but no, he went out to block, and Contreras finally caught up with it at about the 2-yard line. Anyways, ends up with a 24-yard return. Mingus first and 10 from their own 26.
Yeah, I love it. Contreras with a great run back as he's able to find some open holes. He's probably like, Coach, give me the ball, see what I can do there. It's a great return.
And Mingus will hand it off. Dirkelek comes around the near side and gets overwhelmed on the short side of the field and ends up losing 2.
Yeah, it's a lot of Badgers in the backfield. That's, I mean, their entire defensive line basically, and we've already called his name a couple times tonight. That's Landon Francis for the Badgers. Big senior, 230 pounds, 6'2", number 72 for the Badgers, and he has caused some havoc for the Marauders early on here.
Yeah, he's been in the backfield. He has set up camp, actually.
Yeah, more than a few times.
Mingus Marauders tight formation, double wing. A quarterback takes it, goes to the outside, looks to throw the ball, throws the ball downfield. Ooh, had a man, and in and through the hands of Brulin. Would have been a first down if he would have come down with it. It was actually the only receiver out there for the Mingus Marauders, surrounded by Badgers, and had a chance to catch it.
Yeah, you're right. It was an awesome throw. I mean, come on, there's like 4 or 5 Badgers in between Camacho and Brulin, and you're going to see on your replay here, for those of you fortunate enough to watch, that goes right over the top of all the Badgers and almost gets Brulin right in the hands.
3rd and 12. In fact, they say officially 3rd and 13. Arnado in the backfield here. Camacho over center. Takes the snap and will hand it off. No, he's going to keep it. He is in trouble. He scampers out, throws the ball, and throws it away. So Mingus has an opportunity to actually kick the ball. Threw it well over Dirkelek, who was covered, and that was a wise choice.
Yeah, wise play by the quarterback there. You never want to have to punt the ball, but much better than taking a sack way deep in the backfield. And Camacho ends up turning around, trying to give himself some space to throw that ball and come up with nothing. So it's a smart play. Just throw it out.
Okay, so if you think about it, you want every drive to finish with a kick, right? You want to either have the opportunity to punt it or you're kicking an extra point.
Well, that's a very optimistic way to put it, and you're completely right.
And they pitch to the near side, partially blocked, and it will end up going out of bounds, still on Mingus Marauder territory. And Prescott understands which way they're going to pitch that, and they were in the backfield, got a hand on it, and they'll start at the Mingus Marauder 45-yard line.
Yeah, yikes. Marauders defense, time to dig your heels in here. This is going to be the best field position the Badgers get to start with. And boy, they don't need much. Again, this is a playoff-worthy and a for sure playoff team here in the Prescott Badgers.
45-yard line, leading 14-0, 9:38 left to go here in half number 1 for senior night. And during the Longfellow halftime report, we're going to talk about our seniors and our upcoming juniors. There's going to be the jet sweep as it goes to Hilton, and Mingus had him caught out there on the edge, and it's taken away by the Mingus Marauders going the opposite direction. Mingus is at the 20, the 10, the 5, and touchdown out there. How about that? Mingus Camacho came up with a fumble recovery and runs it back for about 55 yards for the touchdown.
Oh, turn of events for the Marauders. For those of you getting to watch the replay here, what an amazing fumble recovery by Camacho. Camacho says, I don't need the offense, I'm going to take it to the house. The Badgers try to get to the outside. The Marauders are there first, and they meet him. What a great tackle, forced the fumble, and Camacho turns around and gets a touchdown out of it.
Bowers causes the fumble. Camacho picks it up on the candy hop and runs it back for about a 58-yard touchdown. Mingus set up to go for the extra point. Camacho set up to kick the extra point. How about this? So you got two quarterbacks there, and the extra point is going to squeak over, but it was partially blocked, and it still gets over. Camacho gets the extra point. 14-7. Mingus will get the kickoff when we return after this.
The right vehicles, the right people, the right price. Make Jones Ford of Verde Valley the right place to buy. Choose from our new in-stock Ford selection or custom order just the way you want it. Buy pre-owned with peace of mind with Jones Ford's lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Plus, drive a little, save a lot. Jones Ford is your tax advantage destination. So for the right vehicles at the right price, make the right choice. Jones Ford Verde Valley, family owned and operated for over half a century. Just off I-17 in Camp Verde.
As the smoke hovers across the Mingus Marauder football field from the cannon, Camacho with a 59-yard fumble recovery and then the extra point. So he scores all 7 points, and then he's going to turn around and kick off.
Got to give a shout out to Isaiah Latham on that play too, Jackie. Huge block. He cut one of the Badgers off that was about to get to Camacho. A great team effort.
Bowers with the forced fumble, and the kickoff is going to be deep. It's going to come down to Hilton. He'll take it at about the 10-yard line. Tries the near side, has a lane, gets to the outside and out to about the 39-yard line. Steps out of bounds. Finally, they're going to mark him at the 38. Good run back here by the Prescott Badgers.
Yeah, that's going to give them some good field position. Not as good as that last drive that they started on, but nonetheless, the Marauders have some life after a defensive touchdown. It is 14-7. Badgers still with the lead, but the Marauders, a lot of momentum here.
Hilton out there wearing number 4, and he is big on the field with a whole bunch of really big people. So he is like super big. Man in motion is going to be Norris. There's going to be the handoff, and it's going to go up the middle. Mingus trying to get a hold of him, finally do, but weaving his way through for about 7 is going to be McKelvey.
And McKelvey, we said he's got some size too, and you're right, Jackie. Hilton, his size is not on the roster, but he's got to be close to that 6-foot mark.
Oh, easily so. And they'll hand it off. He's going to try the near side. Caught from behind this time. Good tackle out there by Latham, and it might just, no, it's going to be right at the marker. They're going to give him the first down.
Yeah, nice job by Isaiah Latham. He's a far defensive end, so that's a lot of moving for Isaiah to make the tackle, and he does just that. He's on the far left side of the defensive line, and he makes the tackle. It was on the other side of the field.
McKelvey comes out for this play. And they're going to empty the backfield. They're going to have Norris as a tight end. They've got 2 tight ends. And they're going to put one in motion, and it's going to be Tennant out of the Wildcat. He gets to the outside trying to get the corner, cuts it back up underneath. Good cutback, and he'll pick up a good strong 4 or 5.
Yeah, and Tennant's got some nice moves there at the end of that run. He almost goes down at the line of scrimmage, and he's able to make a little jump cut. Gives the Badgers a little bit more room.
Yeah, Mingus has been really close to getting Tennant in the backfield on just about every one of those Wildcats. He just slithers.
Yeah, very elusive. He's one of the smaller ones on the Badgers offense, but very elusive.
And there's the quarterback. It's going to be a Wildcat once again. Tennant bounces to the outside. Should have enough for a first down. See where they're going to mark him. He might be just short out there.
And it looks like they are going to mark them just short, so that's going to be a big third down here. Another chance for the Marauders to stand their ground.
3rd and 1. Prescott already went for a 4th down conversion on this side of the field once already. They're going to move their receivers, 2 receivers to the near side. Now they put one in motion. There is going to be the snap, and McKeevely will run it up the middle. He'll get the first down and then a whole bunch more, as he'll pick up 9 out of the Wildcat.
Yeah, really nice job by the Badgers offensive line. And obviously this is a playoff-worthy team. Only 2 losses on the year. This offensive line is in a real good groove. And you can see on your screen there, they got some good size. They move well, and they open some big holes for McKelvey.
McKelvey at quarterback. He's going to wildcat it once again, and he'll try the right-hand side. This time, a little less success and only 3. Already, he has got 110 yards and 11 carries. He has had a game's worth here just in the second quarter. Just under 6.5 minutes left to go. The Mingus Marauders trailing Prescott 14-7. Prescott with the ball at the Mingus Marauder 27-yard line. 2nd and about 6, and McKelvey will try the left-hand side, and Mingus will have none of that. They'll bring him down after another gain, but it'll bring 3rd and manageable, maybe 3rd and 3.
Yeah, good job there, Cam Davis, and you hear Hernandez. Contreras also getting up at the bottom of that pile. A little bit of a group effort there. Contreras looks a little bit wobbly after getting up after that one, as he just kind of stretches his knee out.
They're going to stay with the Wildcat once again. 3 receivers, though. They put a man in motion, and McKelvey is going to run it. Lathan gets a hold of him, but gets dragged past the 20-yard line for the first down.
Yeah, and that'll move the chains for the Badgers, and like you called it, Isaiah Latham, nice job getting off that edge and making the tackle, just getting dragged a little bit there by the Badgers.
Prescott eating up yards and eating up clock. 5.5 left to go in the first half. Mingus trailing 14-7. Now they go back to the quarterback situation and a handoff to McKelvey. McKelvey winds his way through and has picked up the first down inside the 5 down to the 4.
Yeah, one of the Marauders there just kind of hopping on McKelvey's back, hoping to take him down. Looks like it's going to be maybe Mackay out there, and that's just Marauders not giving up at the end of that play. It's Camacho making a really good defensive tackle.
A 2-ticket ride down to the 4-yard line, and there's the handoff there. Going to give it to Norris. Norris tries the right-hand side, stumbles into the end zone for the 4-yard touchdown.
And the Badgers just show how relentless their offense is as they turn around after a defensive touchdown for the Marauders on their last possession. March right down the field, eat a lot of clock, and now extend their lead to 20-7 with an extra point coming.
5:03 left to go in quarter number 2. And an impressive drive, a 40-yard drive, 45-yard drive after the partially blocked punt against the Mingus Marauders. 22-7. The hold is down, the kick is up, the kick looks good, and referees agree. 5:03 left to go, 21-7. Mingus will get the ball back. Plenty of time left here in quarter number 2 when we return after this.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community, and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
Mingus getting the ball back. Plenty of time, though. And obviously what they want to do is they want to make sure they put a drive together here and score, go into halftime only down 1 score and not leave Prescott enough time to try to drive the field once again, especially with that big receiver Hilton out there. Gross approaches the ball, puts a boot in it. It is high, it is somewhat short, and it'll come down to Durkalek. Durkalek tries the near side, finds a lane, bounces it to the outside, gets to the 30.
Yeah,
decent return.
Great job, Durkalek. Lowers his shoulders, and I'll tell you, for the Badgers, that was Cooper Kesson coming up to make the tackle, and Brayson just lowered his shoulders and knocked him back a couple yards. So it's a really good return. And yeah, you're right, Jackie. If Marauders can put a drive together here offensively, give them so much momentum going to halftime. So much.
Prescott runs a man off the field. Tried to have 12, but they've got 9 men at the line of scrimmage, right at the line of scrimmage, and Mingus will hand it off. Shooting through a gap is going to be, looks like, is that going to be Arnado? Arnado, and he gets pushed back, all the way back to the original line of scrimmage, but they are going to give him 4 on the forward progress.
Yep, really nice run by Makai Nuado. Like you called it, that is a lot of players stacked in the box on the line of scrimmage. And Makai does a really nice job of just not lowering that shoulder and running right through. That's the best part. If you can break through that initial few yards, you got a chance at scampering.
Contreras goes to the top side of your screen, all by himself, wing formation. Camacho waits for the snap and looks to throw it, and throws it downfield, has a man, and is not going to be complete. Through to the outside shoulder for Camacho. I think Camacho, or pardon me, Contreras originally turned inside. However, we do have a flag on the field, and that's going to be right around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, right in the vicinity of holding. And
oh, you bite your tongue.
I'll tell you what, that was a really nice play call there by Coach Montebias. Contreras was open.
No,
he got behind the Badgers defense, and Camacho and him just don't reach each other, but that was a really, really good try.
The call is a chop block against the Mingus Marauders, and if my memory serves me, that's going to be a 15-yard variety.
Yeah, that's a chop. That means that somebody hit him below the knees when another player was already engaged in blocking. And you can't do that. It's player safety right there, and that's really going to back the Marauders up.
And it was 1 yard. It happened 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage, so effectively it's going to be a 16-yard penalty then. Bringing up second. They say 21. That looks like longer than 21.
Second and 21 Mingus from their 19-yard line.
And unfortunately stops the clock too with 4:08 left to go. Now Mingus way behind the sticks. It might be in a situation where they've got to throw the ball, which is going to save time here in the second half. There's the snap. Camacho out of shotgun, has to scamper, scurries to the near side, has a little bit of running room, gets up toward the 20, and then we get a flag deep in the backfield, and that is going to probably be a push in the back. And that is may be technically correct, but I'm not sure. If they call that a blindside block, that would be really, really rude. That was more like a blindside tap. But they're going to mark it right at the 8-yard line, and that is going to go against the Mingus Marauders.
Ouch. Ouch. That's going to back the Marauders up inside their own 5, so it'll be, well, second and about forever.
And they're going to put the ball down at the 4-yard line and stop the clock with 3:28.
Sets up a second and 36 Mingus from their 40.
Second and 36, so that is going to be a 15-yard penalty effectively against the Marauders, and Mingus has to run it out of the backfield. Coming to the near side and streaking out is going to be Durkalek. Man, he fooled everybody and found a lane on the outside and not only gave his team some room, but how about that? Got the ball all the way out to the 23-yard line.
Sure did, and I'll tell you, I'm going to miss calling Durkalek's name and number out there next season. Senior's having a great night so far on his last night here to the Marauders, and you're right, Jackie, he kind of shot out of a cannon there. He almost had a chance to break it, and
he
the
did.
Badgers barely getting him. So
yeah, that was great touchdown saving defense there by the Prescott Badgers. So believe it or not, 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 17 from where we were. That's not bad. And Mingus is going to hand it off to the second back, and that's going to be Durkalek. He's trying to get to the corner. He's got to turn around, and now he throws the ball away, which is probably the wisest thing he could have done, except there's no receiver in the area. And the question is whether or not they're going to penalize him for that, or they're going to just call it 4th down.
I think they're going to call it 4th down, and you're right, Jackie. That may have been one of the smartest plays I've seen a running back do when he gets caught in a jam like that.
Right, exactly. He was like 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage as he tried to turn and change directions twice. He was not going to get to the edge, and then turned around and went, well, this is no better, so I'm going to just throw the ball away. Now he's going to set up in a more traditional punt formation, because we've got to have a little bit more space here so that Prescott doesn't get back there so quickly to block this punt. They bring Bruland in to block. Okay, get set. There we go. And punt formation here by the Mingus Marauders. 3:02 left to go in the second quarter. High snap, but he will get it off. It's going to be a decent punt, sending Tennant back. Tennant will catch it over his shoulder, take it back to the 30-yard line, and then try the near sideline, and he will get run out of bounds at about the 41. So he caught the ball and went all the way back to the 30, brings it back to the 41. It ends up being an excellent punt for the Mingus Marauders.
And that's going to be Jones right there, who's making Tennant run that ball out of bounds, and Hyatt Cannon. So Ethan Jones, Hyatt Cannon, great coverage on the punt. That's how you force your guy out of bounds there. You can see on the replay here, Tennant just has nowhere to go up the middle, so he runs all the way to the sidelines and can't go anywhere.
Well, missed Hyatt last week. He was out sick, as so was Bruland, so glad to have those two back. 1st and 10 from the 41, 2:48 left to go here. Quarterback steps back, looks to throw. He'll throw the screen out to the near side, and he's got some running room as he goes back up the middle. Mingus contains him, kind of, and then he squirts out, and then finally is taken down for about an 8-yard run.
And Durkalek laid a huge hit on that play, and he didn't go down. So Durkalek's like, what the heck? That's a tough catch and run there, and the Badgers 2nd and short here.
Tennant's first catch out there. First time somebody has caught the ball other than Hilton, and there's the snap. They're going to run it. Mingus will pound on that one. He's going to keep his legs driving for the 1st down. He'll get down to the 49-yard line on the Mingus Marauders sideline, or side of the field. 2:06, and they'll stop the clock to move the chains.
Yeah, McKelvey, it's obviously going to be the Badgers' bread and butter tonight. He's very, very impressive running back.
He's got 136 yards on 15 carries. Quarterback throws the ball, and it is going to be caught far side of the field. And number 84, the tight end, is going to pick that one up, and he'll get about 6 or 7 yards on that. On the reception is going to be Landon Urich. Quickly back, looking to throw the ball, throws it down over the intended receiver, went for his tight end once again, overthrew him. That was dangerous, as Camacho was out there playing center field.
Yeah, Camacho was waiting for that one. He kind of stopped, and it was obviously thrown to the Badgers wide receiver, but Camacho had a little bit of a chance at it, and Badgers got a little bit of breathing time as the incomplete pass stops the clock with 1:35 until halftime.
3rd and 4, and they are going to run it, and it's going to be a 1st down, and then a little bit right at the 1st down marker as Arnado finally catches up with them. McKelvey with the 1st down, and that might be a timeout for Prescott. First timeout, 1:29 left to go in the 1st half, and when we come back, Prescott will have 1st and 10 from the Mingus Marauder 39. We're back after this.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Prescott first and 10 from the Mingus Marauder 39-yard line. 1:29 left on the clock. Prescott with the lead 21-7 over the Mingus Marauders. Mingus trying to keep this a two-score game here before halftime. And quarterback takes the snap, looks to throw, throws, has a man. It's going to be caught and then out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. And was that Hilton that went up for that, or was that Tennant? That is going to be Tennant on the far side, 15 yards.
Great catch. Tennant had to go up real high for that one and able to come down with it after bobbling it a tiny bit.
Well, he went and ran the route. It's going to be thrown to the near side. Mingus is going to run it out of bounds, and that is going to be to Hilton. And it'll pick up about another 6 yards inside the 20-yard line, inside the red zone.
And some other news here, that chase for the Grand Canyon Region title, Jackie, Bradshaw has taken a 21-7 lead over Lee Williams.
Got to feel good for Coach Young, Coach Dixon, and the Bradshaw Bears. 2nd and 4 here from the 19-yard line. And Tennant lines up as the Wildcat takes it, looks to run. He will slither through the inside and then will be taken down, but it'll be a first down. They'll stop the clock while they move the chains, as he'll pick up, he needed 4, picked up 6.
Yeah, and the Badgers in a little bit of a hurry up here as they have just over a minute left.
1:03 left to go. Ball is on the turf. They throw it up, and it is going to be, I think, broken up. Incomplete. That is going to be pass defense by Dirkelek, who turned around and literally pounded that ball out of the hands of Hilton.
Yep, all you young defensive backs out there, that's exactly how you play it. Dirkelek knows that he looks at the sidelines and flexes to his team. It's a really good defensive play by him.
Quarterback in shotgun, takes the snap, looks to throw, throws, has a man over the middle. It's going to be Hilton. Will they stop him before the end zone as he tries to drive his way? It's going to be short of the first down. He'll pick up 9. 45 seconds left to go, and the clock continues to roll as he is inside the 5-yard line down to the 4.
And the Badgers, in seemingly not a hurry up, now there they go. The coach had to yell at them, and now they're in a hurry up.
32 seconds left to go from the 4-yard line. And they're going to hand it off, and it'll be caught in the backfield by the Mingus Marauders, and that is going to be a timeout by Prescott, their second, with 20 seconds left to go. Let's see where they mark it. If they are going to mark it for a slight loss back to the 5-yard line.
And that's going to bring up big 4th down for the Badgers as they're going to decide what they're going to do. We know they can kick a field goal.
Timeout on the field.
We're going to take a quick break. Actually, no, you know what? We're going to leave it here with 20 seconds left to go. And you bring up a great point about the kicking game. Gross is 4 for 5 on the season with field goals, with his long being 40, so this is a chip shot.
It is, and more than that, it's the experience, right? And this is a team that's headed for the playoffs, and when you get to the playoffs, you never know when you're going to need that field goal unit out there. Points are going to be a real hot commodity in the playoffs. I mean, the Marauders defense is doing a great job tonight as the Badgers even put up 35 points against the #1 team in 4A. So the Badgers can definitely score. Let's see what they do here.
Now it is 4th and 2 from the 5-yard line. So Mingus has an opportunity not only at the stop here. They set it up, and it's going to be a Wildcat, and into the end zone for the touchdown is going to be number 28, Jet Rummage. And just like that, how about that? They set it up, and they go into the Wildcat, and they bring in a player that hasn't touched the ball yet for the touchdown.
An interesting play call from the Badgers, and it worked. I mean, it worked well. I think the Marauders were looking for something else, and the Badgers able to extend their lead. Just 15 seconds before halftime there.
So a 5-yard touchdown run. First time that Rummage touches the ball. They extend their lead 27-7. Gross in for the extra point. with 15 seconds left to go in the first half. And there's the snap, and the kick is up and good. And 27-7. We'll take a break. Kickoff coming up right after this.
Second quarter, Prescott 28, Mingus 7.
Two things we can count on every year.
A new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
Well, this is where the Mingus Marauders need a special teams play. They need a run back here with only 15 seconds left to go. So they need something spectacular by the special teams, and it is going to be a ground ball, and it's going to be Camacho, yeah, actually Xavier Machado lays on the ball at the 26-yard line. So Mingus, with 13 seconds, basically has to see if they can figure out a way to chuck it down the field or break something through, the 11 men on the line of scrimmage here against Prescott.
Yeah, that's just a big kudos to the seniors Ian Contreras and Brayson Durkalek. Badgers obviously afraid to kick it off deep to them. Like you said, their Marauders could have used a huge return for a touchdown there. That would have been a really good play for the Marauders, and they're afraid to do it. So good job, Brayson Durkalek and Contreras on the receiving.
They line up with one receiver. They're in a running format, a double wing. Camacho over center, takes the snap and kneels down. So Mingus is not going to take any risks out there and is going to go into halftime here trailing by a score of 28-7. The Longfellow halftime report comes in right after this.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
Well, Mingus almost got a stop there at the end of the second quarter. 15 seconds left, had a 4th and 2, and a wildcat as Rummage runs it in for the Prescott Badgers, leading now 28-7. And you know what a big difference that. I mean, that could have made a 14-point swing there. You know. Yeah,
it's a huge swing, and a lot of momentum goes towards the Badgers now as they go into halftime with a fairly comfortable lead, being 28-7, and the Marauders trying to make a good dogfight of a game out of this early. And again, just a reminder to all of you listening and watching, the Badgers are a playoff contending team this year. The Marauders are playing spoiler here tonight, and like you said, Jackie, we're just a few plays away from turning the script on them. Well, Mingus, their only touchdown, a 59-yard fumble recovery by Camacho in the second quarter. However, it's been 4 scoring drives by Prescott. 7:55 to left to go in the first quarter, and a 3-yard run by Rice taps their first drive of the game. Gross adds the extra point. It was 7-0. Then 10:47 left to go just into the second quarter. A 1-yard run by McKelvey from the Wildcat position. Gross good once again on the extra point, 14-0. Then second quarter, 9:22 left to go. A 59-yard fumble recovery by Camacho. Camacho came in to kick the extra point. How about that? It was 14-7, and we were feeling like, all right, you know, we're in it. Then 5:03 left to go. A 4-yard run by Norris. The extra point made it 21-0, and then 15 seconds left on 4th and 2. Rummage comes in at the Wildcat with a 5-yard run, and the extra point was good. And the Wildcat has been just deadly here for the Prescott Badgers. For the Mingus Marauders here, Camacho is 1 for 4, 25 yards. That one going to Contreras. Durkalek threw the ball away once, so he is 0 for 1. Durkalek on the ground has got only 15 yards on 7 carries, and that includes a 19-yard run. So half the time he's been going backward and has been caught in the backfield. Arnado has got 6 carries and 14 yards. So the Mingus Marauders have 29 yards on the ground and 25 yards in the air offensively, but have the defensive score for 59 yards. As we take a look at the Prescott Badgers out here, McKelvey has got 16 carries, 142 yards. He's got a touchdown in this game. Norris has got 2 carries, 7 yards, and a touchdown. Rice, the quarterback, has 3 carries, 15 yards, and a touchdown. And Tennant has 8 carries for 44 yards and no touchdown. How about that? Rummage has a touchdown on 5 yards. Throwing the ball, Rice is 8 for 12 for 68 yards. No touchdowns in the air, but Prescott has got 213 yards on the ground here just in the first half. Yeah, scary, and they're a playoff team, and this is what they lean on. They're rushing. They're much more of a rushing team than they are a passing team, although they've shown through their statistics that they can put the ball in the air. Obviously, this is a team that has a great offensive line, and they really just kind of ride those guys, and they do a great job, as we've seen all night, using McKelvey. Boy, he's been dangerous. Tennant's been dangerous, and I mean, that just gives them so much kudos, because we haven't even called Cody Leopold's name.
Right.
Cody Leopold is a senior for the Badgers this season, and boy, he might be nursing some sort of injury. They might be holding him till playoffs. But nonetheless, a great weapon for the Badgers. We haven't even seen him tonight, so that really goes to show how well the Badgers do rush the ball.
Well, 21 seniors on the squad. I mean, they are senior thick, and certainly at the beginning of the season thought this is our year. The Grand Canyon region is ours, and Bradshaw had something to say about that. 14-20, a victory for Bradshaw, and so Prescott has no chance at the Grand Canyon region. Lee Williams does. With a 3-1 record, but Bradshaw at halftime had a lead of 21-7 over the Volunteers at Prescott Valley here today. Longfellow Excavating, our halftime sponsor. No job too big or too small. We were hoping to get Josh on here for the final game of the season during halftime. Unavailable out here today. However, excavating, he does it all. Septic installation, drainage, grading, and so much more. For a free quote, call Josh Longfellow at 928-300-3500. 37-92. When we come back here to the Longfellow halftime report, we're going to talk about senior night here today. We're going to go through our 9 seniors. We're going to talk about our seniors on the way out. We're going to talk about our juniors coming back next year as seniors. It'll be exciting. We'll be back here at Mingus Union High School right after this.
The right vehicles, the right people, the right price. Make Jones Ford of Verde Valley the right place to buy. Choose from our new in-stock Ford selection or custom order just the way you want it. Buy pre-owned with peace of mind with Jones Ford's lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Plus, drive a little, save a lot. Jones Ford is your tax advantage destination. So, for the right vehicles at the right price, make the right choice. Jones Ford Verde Valley, family owned and operated for over half a century. Just off I-17 in Camp Verde.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
2 things we can count on every year.
A new set of tax rules and great weather here in Northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
Here we are at senior night, halftime at the Longfellow Excavating halftime report, and we're going to go through some of our seniors. So Noel Austin has played for 2 years on varsity and plans to attend some out-of-state college. That is his plans for after graduation, which is going to come up really quick in May. It's going to be right around the corner.
Yep, and following him, Micah Allen. He's been playing varsity football 1 year. And after this, he plans to pursue physical therapy.
So Cameron Jones has had 4 years of varsity football, and he's intending to attend an out-of-state college and try to study marine biology or sports management. So young man's got some plans coming up, huh?
Yeah, something in the water. I love that. That's a cool one.
Yes.
Then we got Anthony Sua playing varsity sports for Mingus 1 year on the football team here. Future plans, what he wants to do after high school? Work. How about that? So good job, young man. Get to work and make yourself some money.
There you go. And in fact, there are a lot of jobs out there available. I can lead you to 100 of them just from my clients. Tanner Bejarano, and he is looking to go to college. In fact, wants to start at Yavapai and then hopes to go on to NAU with the opportunity to play football.
Yeah, how special Cameron Davis. Cameron Davis been playing varsity sports 3 years, football, baseball, and after high school, he plans to attend a 4-year university and pursue a career in firefighting.
So Ethan Jones, I had a chance to talk to him before we actually went on and we were down on the field. So he's played football for 4 years, varsity for 3, and absolutely loved the 7-on-7 road trips this year. And after high school, I asked him, I said, you didn't put anything. What are you going to do after high school? And he goes, well, I just, didn't think about it. So I made him think about it before the game. So he decides that he's going to go into real estate and make his first $1 million by 22.
All right, sounds like you got the plan.
Yeah, he's definitely put it together.
He's going to have to share that with someone else.
Right.
Let's go Curtis Glassman. Curtis has been a blast to watch playing Mingus football. Been playing sports all 4 years, 2 years on varsity for Curtis. and he plans on enrolling at NAU after high school.
Beautiful. That is a great plan. Makai Arnaudo for the Mingus Marauders. So, of course, he's got 4 years at varsity for the Mingus Marauders, and so he wants to hope to walk on and play football somewhere, and or the possibility of going to ASU and studying psychology.
That's awesome, awesome. A couple ASUs going to follow you up here. Ian Contreras. Ian's played sports at Mingus 4 years, 3 of those years on the varsity level, as we've gotten to call his name all season long so far. Great athlete. After high school, Ian attends ASU to find a career in sports or business. So
beautiful.
Follow Makai's footsteps. A couple ASU graduates would be nice.
I would love that. We're going to take a break here at the Longfellow Halftime Report. The Prescott Badgers starting to come back out on the field. Mingus will be out here momentarily. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the up-and-coming juniors this year who will be seniors to make a difference next season for the 2023 season. We're back after this.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettles and go Marauders.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at ROKZootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Back here at the Longfellow Excavating Halftime Report. Of course, Longfellow Excavating, licensed, bonded, and insured, family-owned and operated with decades of experience. And at the helm, former Mingus Marauder football player Josh Longfellow. For a quote, you want to give him a call at 928-300-3792. And last and not least, number one in your program, number one in your heart.
Love it. Grayson Durkalek, and what a night he's had already. I love the effort from this kid. He runs the ball so hard, tackles hard. He's doing so well on special teams all season long. Grayson, we didn't forget about you. We want to leave you to the break. Coming back in, our last senior we're going to tie it up with. Grayson has been playing sports at Mingus for 4 years. 3 of those years at the varsity level. You can obviously tell, great athlete. After high school, he wants to be a D1 long jumper.
Nice.
And get a bachelor degree in wildlife biology.
Wildlife biology, which is different from regular biology. How?
You know what? He's got the hair for it.
Okay,
he's got that wildlife hair. So.
Absolutely love it. So speaking of which, congratulations to all our seniors. We wish them all the absolute best as they move on. And of course, with Veterans Day coming up tomorrow, we want to thank all of our veterans. We want to thank all of our active service members. And since we are in a Mingus Marauder broadcast, we also want to thank all of the former Mingus Marauders that are serving our country at bases throughout the world. That would include a young man by the name of Griffin, who I believe went into the United States Marines. So we want to wish Jennifer Griffin's son all the safety in the world wherever he might be stationed. And at the same time, we also want to talk about all of the juniors coming back, and you're going to recognize some of these names. So Mario Camacho coming back as a senior next year to this program. Michael Gravala, Nate Dixon, Isaac Senna, Xavier Machado, Aiden Moody. We're talking about phenomenal experience this year, coming back as seniors next year.
So exciting, and I can see your list there. Seth Brulin, it just continues to go. Noah Wallowitz, we have so many linemen coming back. Isaiah Latham's coming back. Bowers is coming back. So much to look forward to in the next season with all these juniors who will be seniors, and you never know, we might see some more seniors out there. Right now, we are stacked with juniors.
Well, we are indeed. Max Leckington will be back from the knee injury, hopefully next season. Matthew Rodriguez. In fact, we didn't get to all of them. Eduardo Santiago is coming back. Hernandez is coming back as a senior next year. Clay Bowers, Latham, Jose Navarez, Nick Glassman. We haven't seen much of him this season. Nicholas Choate will be coming back as a senior next year, as well as Hyatt Canyon. So we're gonna be full of seniors next year. We're gonna kind of flip-flop here as we're gonna have 20 potential seniors. That's if we don't get any new ones.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right off the bat, Nicholas Choate, Isaiah Latham, couple of big linemen. They're juniors this season for the Marauders. These two, at least in Wallowitz, these guys might be right behind them, but these guys are in the running for all region positions. These guys are in Isaiah Latham, big Nicholas Choate. These guys are in the running for region positions this year as juniors. So give them another summer in that weight room and on the summer practice fields. These guys are going to be ready to go next season.
Well, not only that, but you've got a JV squad, a fresh sophomore squad that has done very well this season. I want to say they're 5-3 or 6-2 on the season. Last game against Prescott, beating Prescott by a touchdown, and so coming up with a victory. I think it was like 35-28, something like that. I think it was a 7-point victory, Coach Matsubaya said in pregame. Nonetheless, you have got some tremendous players that are going to come up as juniors next year that are already sophomores, and so I mean, we could actually be I don't know, have some depth. What a concept!
Right. It was so nice to get a chance to talk to Leckington a little bit before the game, and he was so excited about next season too. Right, all of his friends, his juniors, coming back to play, telling us how excited he was with this coaching staff that's implemented right now for the Marauders. So on the up and up, the Marauders, a great season. We were in that rebuilding era, if you will, just a few seasons ago, and here we are kind of coming out of it, trying to climb out of it against a tough Prescott Badgers team tonight. We're down 28-7 at halftime. Now remember, this is a Prescott Badgers team that is trying to get past that second round of playoffs. This is a good Badgers team with a lot of seniors. So yeah, I'm sure these juniors are fired up, and if you're a senior for the Marauders tonight, it's time to go put it all out there. One more half of football. I'm sure we're going to see Dirk Alek and Makai Arnuato and all these guys leave it out on the field.
I certainly imagine so. Prescott's going to get the ball first here in the second half, already leading by a score of 28-7. And the Mingus Marauders will kick off, and they will kick it deep, and that one's got a chance to get into the end zone. Good job, Camacho. Great job as the Mingus Marauders come up with the touchback.
Yeah, and that's going to be Hilton and the other receiver for the Badgers, both pointing at each other, like, you go for it, now you go for it, and Camacho splits the difference. Very nice kick.
No, wonderful. And, I mean, that's a weapon in high school football when you can take away any kind of a return.
Yep, most certainly is. This is time for the Marauders to put their heels in the dirt, not let the Badgers get any more momentum. They already scored right at the end of the first half.
So the Mingus Marauders come out. They've got Norris in the backfield. They come out with Rice, the quarterback, and they will take the handoff. They're going to throw it. It's going to go out to Rice. Rice caught by Arnado after a gain of about 12 out of the backfield.
Yeah, that's going to move the chains for the Badgers right on their very first play from scrimmage here in the second half. And yeah, the Badgers got such a good offensive groove.
Well, you got an interesting point there, because as you obviously the Prescott Badgers are going into playoffs, and the question, a run to the right-hand side, a gain of about 3. They're going to mark them down after 4. One of the interesting pieces is, obviously, this is going to be a game film that your first opponent is going to watch. So part of the question is what do you want to show?
Right, and that's a really good point, Jackie. We don't know if we're seeing everything from the Badgers. They may be trying to hide some stuff. You're right.
And quarterback hands it off, and Mingus, a good defense right at about the line of scrimmage. A gain of 1 is going to be Norris right up the middle.
And how about that? Senior who's had a great season, Ethan Jones on the tackle. Ethan's been an absolute beast on the defensive side of the ball all season for the Marauders.
He has, and we got to keep him as a friend because he's going to make his first $1 million by the time he's 22. 3rd and 4 from the Prescott 37-yard line. Man in motion is going to be the tight end. There's the snap, and it's going to be a running play. Tennett's going to take it to the outside. Mingus is going to hit him, and they're going to stop him at the 40-yard line, maybe the 41-yard line. That's going to bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, and how about Isaiah Latham on the edge, getting a ton of pressure and forcing the Badgers to try to take it inside the line of scrimmage. Just doesn't work. Big 4th down forced there by that Marauders defensive line.
And so, do we see a punt formation for the first time out here? And no, we set it up, and it's going to be Rummage. Rummage is in the backfield. And a 4th and 1, and he is going to run it. He goes to the right-hand side. He picks up the first down, and then, no, that's going to be Cody Leopold. His first run of the game, and Cody makes an appearance out here for the Prescott Badgers.
Yeah, and then Cody's going to run right off the field there. It's great to see that young man on the field for the Badgers. Obviously feeling well enough to get the Badgers a first down.
How about that? 4th and 1, a conversion. Now on the Mingus Marauders side of the field at the 49-yard line. Wildcat once again up the middle, and Mingus will stop it. And Norris gets the Wildcat carry out there.
Gain of 3.
And I don't see Leopold coming back in yet, but it was nice to see that workhorse for the Badgers come on out. I'm sure he'll play a big role for the Badgers as they go into playoffs.
Spread formation once again. And there is going to be the snap. It's going to be a Wildcat run right up the middle. Number 1, that's going to be McKelvey with his first run of the second half. And he will pick up 6, bringing up 3rd and manageable, 3rd and real short, 3rd and 1 maybe. There's going to be the snap. McKelvey will run it. He'll get the first down. Tries the near side, and Mingus will ride him to the ground. Camacho with a touchdown saving tackle out there, but not until they pick up another 17.
Yeah, the Badgers kind of running a hurry-up offense here, and I'll tell you, you know you're watching a playoff team when the running backs are carrying Isaiah Latham for a few yards. Those are big running backs.
Norris in the backfield, and he's going to do the Wildcat. He'll get caught from behind, and speaking of the man, it's going to be Latham with the tackle.
That's going to be exciting to see Isaiah Latham in his senior year for the Marauders, as we've called his name defensively, offensively all season.
Latham is a junior.
Yeah, he's coming back, and it's going to be phenomenal to watch him.
Split 2 men to the bottom side, 1 to the top, as Rice comes back into the game, and he will just do so to hand off to Norris. Norris bounces around by a pinball, and it might have been a fumble, and it is a fumble. He fumbles the ball, and Mingus Marauders pick it up. And coming out, did you see who came out of the pack with that?
Curtis Glassman wearing the number 9 tonight. Lets the refs and his team know they got it. That's a nice job by the Marauders defense. And how about that, Jackie? If you can't stop them, take the ball away.
That is the second fumble recovery out there by the Mingus Marauders. And number 9 picks it up, so Glassman gets the fumble recovery for Mingus. Mingus gets a stop. 7:56 left to go. Mingus down by 3 touchdowns, 28-7. But they're going to have the ball and see if they can get some momentum going here at the 12-yard line. And obviously, this is the time in the season where you pull out the entire playbook because you got nothing left to lose. They're going to hand it off, coming up the middle, and breaking it out is going to be Arnado. Arnado's out at the 30, 35, 40, runs over a tackler at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, what a run by Mikhail Nuado. He's getting his Marauders pumped up on the sidelines. It's a great offensive play. Nice job by the offensive line to open up a huge hole for Mikhail to run through. You see the replay there. What a great job. Jair Hernandez out there. These guys putting their backs to the running back, and Mikhail Nuado upfield. Marauders moving it.
Just like that, he's now got 7 carries, 46 yards on the ground, 32 yards on that one, and Mingus moves the chains, flips the field for sure, sets it up 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line, and Mingus jumps. Whoops.
Yep, a couple of those yards will come back with a quick false start there. The Marauders are eager to get another good play off.
Right. 4 penalties against the Mingus Marauders for 51 yards so far. Mingus will start behind the chains, 1st and 15 at their own 40-yard line. 7:11 left to go with third quarter action, and the handoff in the backfield. Arnado hit as soon as he got to the ball. Was lucky to only lose 2.
Yeah, and that was Noah King, senior for the Badgers there. Noah basically met Makai in the backfield, almost took the handoff. So nice job by Makai Arnado just to survive that and go to the ground with the ball.
Davis comes back into the game here for the Mingus Marauders, putting on his helmet as he was coming in. 2nd and long now for the Mingus Marauders, 2nd and about 17. There's the snap, and the handoff comes back up the middle. It was intended to go outside. However, there were more Badgers in the backfield than there were Mingus Marauders, and Arnado gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. 3rd and 17 now.
No gain on the play.
Yeah, that's a pesky Badgers defense there. That's Wyatt Rewerts. He's working with Francis on that defensive line for the Badgers, and yeah, boy, these guys are definitely playoff ready. They're very experienced. Jake Wright, all seniors that I just named off. How about that,
Well,
Jack?
21 seniors on the squad. It's hard to, I mean, you can't throw a dart at the roster without hitting a senior. 2 receivers top side, out of shotgun. Camacho looks to throw. He gets pressured and will get sacked. He loses the ball. Let's see if he was called down or no. They're going to say that Prescott has the ball. Camacho fumbles the ball at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, and boy, how about that? The Badgers, huge defensive play, and we were just talking about him there. That's Landon Francis, who breaks through the backfield, and the big defensive end for the Badgers, 6'2", 230 pounds, and boy, he really gave Camacho a scare there, and there was nowhere Camacho could go with that. He just kind of drops it as he's trying to change his direction.
Well, unfortunately, Mingus gives it back. 5:43 left to go. They cough it up at their own 26-yard line, and Tennant's going to run it. Latham's going to grab a hold of him, but he's going to go forward for another 4 or so.
Yep, and again, that's what we talked about. Tennant doesn't have the most size for the Badgers, but still a sizable running back. The other, McKelvey, and you see Hilton out there. Those guys got some serious size, the Badgers.
Hilton will go to the top side, and Tennant will be the Wildcat quarterback in the backfield. Looks to take the snap movement. No call, and Mingus will actually sack him as Glassman at number 9 will get the sack here. A 4-yard sack out there for the Mingus Marauders as Tennant looked like he was going to throw the ball.
Yeah, and that's a great job by Glassman, and Isaiah Latham was the very first one in there, I think. And nice job by the Marauders defensive line to not give him any time back there.
3rd and 10 now. And it looks like the regular quarterback comes back in, Rice. Rice takes the snap, looks to throw the ball, throws the ball downfield. It goes to Hilton up underneath. Hilton has the first down, turns the corner, gets toward the end zone, and a touchdown saving tackle out there at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, that's a good job by the Marauders' pursuit. That's such a really fast developing play. As the Badgers they know exactly what they're doing on that play. That's Jackson Rice in the shotgun. He just literally waits for Hilton to sprint through the middle, throws it, it's not even more than 8 yards, and Hilton's off to the races.
Quick slant, Mingus couldn't stay with it. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. McKelvey takes the snap from the Wildcat, and Mingus will hold him out of the end zone. He gets down to the 1.
Yep, nice job there by the defensive line. Winning that scrum, not letting the Badgers in the end zone yet.
2nd and goal from the 1-yard line, maybe the 2. It looks closer to the 1-yard line. And Wildcat situation once again, and pounding his way toward the end zone, getting pushed back by the Mingus Marauders. And is that Tennant or is that McKelvey? McKelvey on the carry, and he gets no gain.
And how about that goal line stand right now by the Marauders? Huge 3rd down coming up for the Badgers.
3rd and goal.
3rd and goal, Prescott.
And Prescott rather is going to go back to Rice, the quarterback. McKelvey behind him as a running back. They're going to switch Norris to the opposite side. They give it to McKelvey, and McKelvey untouched into the end zone for the touchdown. 3:05 left to go, and Prescott extends the lead 34-7.
And I'll tell you what, we're only in the third quarter here, and hopefully the Marauders can not give up any more points than this, Jackie. But these Prescott Badgers put up 35 points against the #1 team in 4A. So Marauders not doing a bad job defensively. We're getting to see a really, really fine-tuned Prescott Badgers offense tonight.
However, against ALA Gilbert North, they also gave up 55 points to the #1 team. There's the snap. Gross puts it up, kicks it high, kicks it through, kicks it straight, kicks it good. 35-7, 3:05 left to go in quarter number 3. We're back to Mingus Union High School for senior night after this.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Gross is going to kick off. Mingus trying to get back in this one. Down by 4 scores now. Down by 28, 35-7. 3:05 left to go here in a fourth quarter action. Mingus' only touchdown in the game, a 59-yard fumble recovery by Camacho. And then Camacho kicked the extra point. It's been 5 rushing touchdowns by Prescott. And the kick will go deep to Contreras. Contreras almost lost it, then picks it up, looks to come to the near side, and he just took too much time in the backfield trying to get a hold of the ball and gets tackled at the 15-yard line.
And I'm not too certain that Contreras might not be feeling some sort of an ankle injury as he's limping as he gets up after that. And if you were watching it, he kind of looked like he didn't want to plant on his right foot there. So he's staying out there. He's kind of limping around the huddle, and hey, it's senior night. Yeah, I guess he's leaving it all out there, right? You just got to be careful.
I've seen that week after week, though, and then he limps out to his position at wide receiver, and then runs behind the defense. Arnado up the middle, pretty good dive, just off tackle. Give him about 2 out to the 20-yard line.
8-3 on the play.
Yep, love to see Makai Arnado lower those shoulders and. Look, it took 4 Badgers to bring him down there. Nice job, Makai. Continue to run that ball hard.
He's got 47 yards on 10 carries. Been rather efficient, however, 32 yards just on 1 carry. Shotgun for Camacho. He takes the snap, looks to throw, throws the ball, and throws it low. And it was at the feet at Contreras. And, yeah, he was definitely favoring one leg over another out there.
Yeah, he pretty much had his other leg up in the air trying to go down and catch that one. It's a real tough play to make. And, I mean, Camacho puts a lot of mustard behind that ball, doesn't he?
Well, he does. You know, he just threw that one low. Contreras was actually open on it. So 3rd and 7 now for the Mingus Marauders at their own 20-yard line. They put Contreras to the top. They've got 2 wings, and there's the snap. Camacho looks to throw the ball, steps back, and has to avoid the sack, is in the end zone now, looking to throw the ball, and he throws the ball away, throws it in the vicinity of Durkalek out there, and avoids somehow the safety out there. Oh, my goodness, it's like watching a Cardinals game.
I was just about to bring up Kyler Murray and the Cardinals because that's precisely right, Jackie. A very Kyler Murray-like play, and Camacho ends up making the smart move by just throwing it out, but not after he takes the entire crowd's breath away.
Right, yes, definitely. He's going to stop the old guy's heart about 15 times before we do that. Machado comes out. He's going to be the gunner on the far side. Durkalek back, waiting for the snap for the punt. And taking his time there is the snap, and he's going to get a line drive punt off. It's going to go away from the would-be runner, and there's going to be no run back as Camacho, or Machado rather, covers it up at the 42-yard line.
Prescott takes over.
And good punt there by Dirkelek. I tell you, Dirkelek's been such a great weapon for the Marauders all season long, and able to get off some big punts and at least get themselves out of a scary situation and put the Badgers on their own side of the field again.
Here's what amazes me, though. If you've noticed tonight, there has been no bounces on any of these kicks. I mean, they have stuck like they've got backspin on a green from a 7-iron. Quarterback sends a man in motion, and they are going to hand it off, and it's going to go for close to a first down. It's going to be Norris. Good fakery, trickery back there by the Prescott Badgers, and Norris takes the quick handoff up the middle, just off tackle to the right-hand side for 9.
Yeah, very Makai Arnuato-like in that run. And Norris, just all you young running backs, that's exactly what you have to do. Takes the handoff, like you said, really fast, and he just sprints as fast as he can through that line of scrimmage.
35-7 your score, under 1.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. There is the handoff. Norris will get the first down. Mingus will contain him and limit him to 3, but it'll be to the Mingus Marauder 45-yard line.
And that's exactly what the Badgers are looking to do here, as we're just over a minute until the fourth quarter is going to start, and they're content eating up the clock.
But still in a hurry-up mode out there. They do not huddle. There's the snap. Quarterback's looking to throw this time. Throws it to the outside and dropped by Norris. Threw it just a little bit behind him.
I think Rice didn't realize how much time he had on that one. And you're right, Jackie. For a team that with the lead, I thought they would let the clock tick a few more ticks. But you're right. They were in a little bit of a hurry-up mode. And now with the incompletion, that'll stop the clock.
59 seconds left to go. It is 2nd and 10 from the Mingus Marauder 45-yard line with the incomplete pass, and they're going to hand it off. Norris tries the right-hand side, gets caught behind the line of scrimmage. Good job by the Mingus Marauders as he struggles his way back to the line.
And look to see it.
Brought down by Isaiah Latham.
Lopez Mackay in there on the tackle.
No gain on the play, 3rd and 10 Prescott.
So no gain on it, 3rd and 10. Prescott hasn't punted this game at all. Quarterback's back, looks to throw, puts the ball up, throws it downfield, and it is going to be caught out there by Hilton in between two Mingus Marauders as he just went up and split the gap. He high-pointed that exceptionally well as he gets down to the 10-yard line.
Wow, what a weapon that is for the Badgers. Hilton, definitely over 6 foot, like you said earlier in the game.
6 foot? He might be 8 foot. He's huge.
Wow, what a nice job. They just utilize that height. Hilton runs just a streak, and 2 Marauders there, but they just can't get up high enough.
Quarterback takes the snap, and it is going to be a Wildcat with McKelvey down to the 5-yard line. So 2nd and goal from the 5 now. And the third quarter comes to a close here. Prescott knocking on the door at the 5-yard line, already leading 35-7. We'll be back for quarter number 4, final quarter of the 2022 season after this.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles, and go Marauders!
For 30 years, Roxu Screen Printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at ROKZooTees.com. Roxu Screen Printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
2nd and 5 for the Prescott Badgers, and they're going to hand it off, and streaking through the middle but stopped by the Mingus Marauders is going to be McKelvey. McKelvey gets down inside the 5 down to maybe the 3, bringing up 3rd and goal from the 3.
And good job by the Marauders defensive line. You hear Hernandez on that side, same as Isaiah Latham.
1 receiver, 2 receivers to the near side, and it's going to be a wildcat situation. McKelvey will try the left-hand side and get into the end zone for the touchdown. 6 rushing touchdowns out here for the Prescott Badgers with just a few ticks into the 4th quarter. It now becomes 41-7.
Yeah, and you bring up such a good point, too, Jackie, earlier when we have not seen any different plays here from the Badgers. They've really ran the same kind of structured offense rushing game, and they haven't needed anything else. But your point earlier was about kind of saving some trickery and saving some of your different styles and lineups and formations for playoffs, and might be what the Badgers are doing.
McKelvey with the touchdown, and Gross now tries the extra point, and it is off the left post and into the hands of Contreras. How about that for a receiver, huh?
Now Contreras needs to do the incompletion motion.
There you go, absolutely. All right, so the score remains 41-7. Mingus will get the ball back when we return to Mingus Union High School after this.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
Well, the left upright is still swaying here at Mingus Union High School as Gross just nailed it, and the extra point was no good. 41-7 now. Mingus is going to get the ball back, and the kickoff is going to go high and deep. It's going to come down to the near side, picked up, dropped, and then picked up again. It's going to be Brulin, and Brulin, by the time he finally got it, gets overwhelmed by Prescott Badgers at about the 17-yard line.
Yeah, tough hit Brulin took there at the end of that run. As like you said, Jackie, the Badgers are kind of holding on to his jersey, and then a couple more Badgers coming in to finish him off, and Marauders have a long field to go.
Well, that's going to make you nervous. You drop it, and then you pick it up, and then you drop it again. I mean, at that particular point, your heart rate is like 190.
Right, and that was, for those of you watching the replay, there was Ryan Smith, number 25 for the Badgers, who was literally right in Brulin's face when he got control of that ball.
Camacho go under center here for the Mingus Marauders, and there's the snap. It's going to go up the middle. Arnado, the first back, and he will get past the line of scrimmage, maybe one.
And again, those are the tough yards there. We've seen Makai Arnuato get those all season long.
They're going to give him no gain. How about that? So the Mingus Marauders have 53 yards on the ground on 20 carries so far. Taking their time in the huddle. 17-yard line, 2nd and 10 now. They spread out into a spread formation, 4 receivers out there. Camacho looks to take the snap and takes the snap and hands it off, and that's going to be Arnado. Arnado's tripped up at the line by big number 72. He gets 1. So they were trying to spread it out and take some of those bodies out of the middle to give Arnado an opportunity to maybe find a lane to run through.
And tackled by none other than Landon Francis, who we've called his name for the Badgers quite a few times tonight. I'm sure Landon Francis got his hat in that region position game, right? Trying to get all region defensive end, and a lot of these young athletes.
I would vote for him.
Yeah, he's done great all game long.
Spread formation once again. Shotgun for Camacho. 3rd and 9 from the Mingus Marauder 18-yard line. Camacho's going to throw. Puts the ball up. Puts it deep. And it comes down to Durkalek, who catches it. He comes right over the top of the defender. Oh, they're going to say incomplete. What a great job, though. He stopped and came over the defender. The defender had the perfect position to make the interception.
Yeah, it certainly did. And love the sportsmanship. At the end of the play, the Badgers are talking to Durkalek, saying, "Oh my gosh, I thought you had that, man. That was really close."
Oh, it was Ethan Jones that came out and popped him on the helmet and said, "Great job, man." So it is 4th down. Durkalek is going to be in a punt formation. The man back for Prescott is sitting only at the 50-yard line. So Prescott's anticipating good field position once again. Machado comes in as the gunner once again on the near side. There's the snap, good snap, and a kick. It's going to go away from, it's going to be caught at the 50-yard line. It is returnable. Coming to the near side, and Camacho, actually, no, it's Machado that gets a hold of him and swings him down. And Tennant gets down to about the 42-yard line. Nonetheless, great field position for Prescott, and Prescott now trying to get into a continuous clock against the Mingus Marauders. Will start this drive at the Mingus Marauder 41.
And you see Coach Montebias down there. He's got Tanner Bejarano on the sidelines looking to make some substitutions for his seniors out here.
Prescott comes out with a tight formation and looks to throw. They're looking to throw downfield. They throw it, and it goes to the tight end, streaking across the field, and Durkalek gets him down, but not until he's inside the 5-yard line. So just like that, that deep slant by the tight end, number 84, Ockridge, I think, and he will pick up the first down and a whole bunch more.
You know, I got to give some credit to Isaiah Latham on that last play. Not to dish on the refs here. You don't see every call, but Isaiah Latham was held, and he had a clear shot at the quarterback on that one.
And it's going to be a running play to the near side, and in for the end zone, and the touchdown from 7 yards out is going to be Norris. Just like that, 2 plays, and Prescott puts it into the end zone once again.
And that's going to kick off that running clock the Marauders are trying to avoid against a playoff deserving and playoff worthy Prescott Badgers team here.
Second touchdown by Norris, this one for 7 yards out with 8:58 left to go in the 4th quarter. And it goes to 47-7. And we have a flag here, and it's going to be an illegal procedure against Prescott. That's going to back it up. So right now they've got a 40-point lead, but they've got to beat a 42 for the continuous clock. And if they go for 1, even if they make it, they'll only be at 41. They're going to back it up for 5 yards. Only the 3rd penalty against Prescott for 25 yards. So it's going to be a little longer extra point from the 16-yard line, making a 26-yard extra point out there. Waiting for the snap. There's the snap. Hold is down. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So 48-7 now the score. With 8:58 left to go, Mingus will get the ball back on the other side of this commercial break.
Mingus 7.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
Well, Mingus Marauders awaiting the kick here, trailing 48-7. Need to get on the scoreboard here really badly. Need to put together a drive. Mingus, unfortunately, hasn't been able to muster 100 yards of offense from the line of scrimmage as of yet. The kick is going to be deep, and it'll come down to Durkalek at about the 6-yard line. Running hard, trying the right-hand side, trying to get around the corner, and won't be able to do so. He'll get knocked out of bounds at about the 22, 23-yard line.
And love to see the sportsmanship there. The Badgers, a lot of respect for Brayson Durkalek. Durkalek, just like Makai Nuado and Contreras, these guys are playing real hard in their last game here in the cave.
Well, Mingus will come out with the offensive line. Bowers will be the left tackle going from left to right. You've got Noah Wolowitz or Cam Davis as the guard. Isaiah Latham is taken over at the center position. Hernandez, the right guard, and actually Wolowitz is playing the right tackle. That puts Cam Davis as the left guard. Spread formation out here for the Mingus Marauders. 7 men on the line of scrimmage, and they're going to throw the quick screen coming out to Contreras. Contreras gets over the 25-yard line, gets the reception out to the 26.
Yeah, love to see the passing game working for the Marauders. Camacho finds himself comfortable back there, and he's had some time all night. He throws the ball really, really hard, and that time connects with Contreras. Great to see those guys finally connect.
4 yards, 2nd and 6 from the 26-yard line. But if they're going to play off, you got to take advantage of those quick screen passes. And there is the handoff. Arnado hit at the line of scrimmage and kept the legs going. However, he's outweighed by like 900 pounds in the defensive line, and he'll lose 1.
Loss of 1 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 7, Mingus.
Man, that's big. There's no 88 on the Badgers roster, Jackie, but he was in there on that tackle, and boy, he was a heavy percentage of that weight that you just named off. There's some big defensive linemen there for the Badgers.
No doubt. 3rd and 7 from the 25-yard line. Mingus spreads it out once again. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Contreras is back, throws the ball, puts it up, and it's intended for Durkalek. And not happy, he got himself turned around out there and ended up on his belly, diving for the ball. Turned to the inside, the ball was thrown to the outside. So the question is at this particular point, 7:28 left to go, down by 41. Even though you're at your own 25-yard line, do you go for it?
Oh, man, isn't that the million-dollar question right now, Jackie? Let's see what Coach Montevallez opts to go with. It looks like they're going to drop Durkalek back to punt. Now I love the idea of trying to find Durkalek on a wide receiver play like they just did.
There's a snap, low snap, and it's going to be a punt, a line drive, and it's going to go past the 50, and Machado's he's been a great job as a gunner out there. He touches it at the 46-yard line. But especially when the ball goes down on the ground like that, you want to make sure that somebody like Tennant isn't going to pick it up and run with it.
Right.
So just being down there in the facility where they can't handle it cleanly makes it ends it up being a good punt. So at the 25-yard line, you kick the ball, you get 40 yards out of it with the roll, and Prescott takes over at their own 45-yard line. 48-7, 7.5 minutes left to go, and the run will come off tackle to the right-hand side, a gain of 2. And I didn't catch a number. Who was running that one? That's going to be Norris.
Norris on the carry.
Good job by that Marauders defensive line.
2nd and 8, Prescott.
Not letting Norris get much of anything.
2nd and 8, right back to the line of scrimmage. 6:50 left to go in the 2022 season. Quarterback now taking his time. Waiting. Leaning, waiting. And now he's going to get ready for the snap. And they put a man in motion. He's going to throw the ball. He's going to throw it to Norris on the outside. And a great open field tackle by Arnado. How about that? Keeps it to a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, really big hit there by Arnuado. Love to see it. Great pursuit. Lowers his shoulder pads and delivers a huge hit. You can see on your replay there. Nice form right there by Makai Arnuado. And I'll tell you what, Norris is going to feel that one. It may not have looked like it, but That one's going to show some kind of a bruise. That's a big hit.
3rd and 6 from the 49-yard line of the Prescott Badgers. Prescott taking their time now, already in position. 2 receivers, 1 either side, 2 tight ends. 1 back in the backfield, and the ball is on the ground, and the quarterback's going to pick it up and pick up the first down, and he's streaking down inside of the 25-yard line down to about the 23. A broken play goes for a bunch.
Yeah, that's a really fortunate bounce there for the Badgers as it bounces right back up to Jackson Rice, and he's able to take off with it right through the middle of the line of scrimmage. But I'll tell you what, Jackie, these Badgers have going to have to clean up those the fumbles here.
Well, they made it work for a first down. I don't think there's a problem with that. In fact, they don't actually indicate that they have any fumbles on the season, which I found amazing since we've seen 2 today. Norris with the ball. He has to jump it back to the outside. Dirkelect is in pursuit. Can't quite get to him, but they get him pushed out of bounds, but not until he picks up 12 in the first down, down to about the 11-yard line.
And the Badgers offense looks so well. They execute really, really well, able to come downfield, and a junior quarterback with a senior crew to support him.
They've got 10 juniors that'll be coming back next year, Prescott that is. Mingus could have 20 juniors coming back as seniors next year. Rice getting instructions from the sideline very slowly. 5:07 left to go as the run went out of bounds at the 12-yard line. So Prescott still can pick up a first down. They're going to send receivers out to both sides, 1 back in the backfield, and the handoff is going to go toward the middle, taken down quickly out there. Good job, Norris, on the run, and one of the defensive linemen got a hold of his legs.
Ethan Jones made some great plays all season long for the Marauders, and
leading tackler for the Mingus Marauders.
How about that? I would imagine Ethan's going to get another chance as the Badgers are most likely going to continue to run the ball, which will keep the clock going.
2nd and 9, approaching 4.5 minutes left to go in the 2022 season. Quarterback Rice takes his time. Now looks to take the snap. There's the snap. They will hand it off. Norris coming to the near side, and Latham got in the backfield, and it's going to be a loss as he struggles to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's just such a great defensive play by Isaiah Latham. Again, another player who's got his hat in that entire region position, going for first and second team all region, and Isaiah Latham's been right there, and just a junior. He's got another whole summer to bulk up, get stronger, faster, better, and that's scary to think about, Jackie. You're going to have some good linemen coming back for the Marauders.
Rice calls the play out to his offensive lineman. Everybody gets in position. There's the snap. They're going to throw it up. It's going to go toward the corner, and it is going to be a catch for the touchdown out to number 17, Levi Van Dyke.
And the Badgers using the air game to get into the end zone. Maybe just some fine-tuning there with 3 minutes and 42 seconds left in the game. That gives the Badgers a huge lead on the Marauders here on their last game.
3:42 left to go in the 4th quarter, and they do the fade to the quarter to number 17, Levi Van Dyke. And I hadn't seen a whole bunch of stats for Van Dyke out there on the season. But they get the ball up and over, and good for the touchdown. 54-7 with the extra point coming up, and it is good, which makes it 55-7. So we will be in continuous clock for the final 3:42 unless Mingus can score quickly. We'll find out on the other side of this break.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles, and go Marauders!
Van Dyke's first touchdown of the season, his third reception of the season, and comes in the final minutes of the game. 3:42 left to go. Mingus will get the ball, but it's going to be continuous clock. Mingus does have 3 timeouts, but trailing now 55-7 to a very senior-laden Prescott team who had the inside track for the Grand Canyon region until Bradshaw stole it from them. And it's going to come down, and it's going to be Brulin. Brulin from about the 15-yard line weaves his way through, tries to get to the outside, and does. He's at the 35 and will get dragged out of bounds by Penna out there right around the 39-40-yard line.
Yeah, but a nice job. And there's a young man coming back for the Marauders right there, and Seth Brulin. Great running back and great at returning kicks, just like he did there. Really shifty.
And they stopped the clock with 3:32. How about that? So Mingus from their 40-yard line, trailing 55-7.
And there goes the clock there, waiting on the ref signal.
There we go. Mingus trying to get some offense going here. Not many first downs here. The only touchdown, a defensive play, and it's going to be Durkalek. Durkalek tries the right-hand side and has really nowhere to go. And they're going to call it a loss of 1.
Yeah, that's a Badgers defensive line. Sizable defensive line for the Badgers. Just kind of pushing the Marauders offense back a couple yards. And Durkalek loses, looks like 1 on that one.
Well, they've had 7 men at the line of scrimmage almost consistently all through the game. And so it's full gap with 1 linebacker, if you will, and a few cornerbacks. Quarterback steps back. Camacho looks to throw, throws it, unfortunately, at the ankles of Contreras once again. And Contreras is going to go back. He's going to point at the 2 double ones on his jersey and go, here, aim here.
Yeah, that's another one. Contreras wishes he had back, as you're right, Jackie. Camacho likes to throw that right at the feet almost for them.
Now, of course, Camacho and Contreras brothers, so they're going to probably have this conversation for quite a while. 2:20 left to go. 3rd and 11 for the Mingus Marauders. Continuous clock. And Camacho takes the snap, rolls to the near side, looking to run, has a man, throws the ball downfield. He's got Brulin. Brulin with the catch, in and out of the hands. Oh my gosh, at the 20-yard line. That was a great designed play, and it was well thrown. And unfortunately, it's going to bring up 4th and 11 for the Mingus Marauders. Brulin had that one. That was a well-designed play.
Yeah, and Brulin wants that one back, Jackie. If you get to see the replay here on your screen, it goes right in and out of Seth Brulin's hands, and the young man will have plenty of opportunities to redeem himself. You can't stress about a drop ball like that, although I know he wants that one back. You just got to move on to the next play, and Marauders look like they're going to try to boot this one away again.
Mingus set up to punt with 4th and 11 at their own 39-yard line. 1:40 left to go on the clock, continuous clock. Prescott should be able to just kneel this one out. Shouldn't even field the punt. And there is going to be the punt. It is going to be high, and Van Dyke will take it at the 20-yard line, and he is going to do a run back. Tries the right-hand side and will get run out of bounds by Durkalek at about the 42, 43-yard line.
Yeah, and you're right, Jackie. You bring up a good point, as the Badgers are looking forward to the playoffs here in the 4A division with 1:14 to go in this game here.
So let's talk about this, okay? So the Badgers are at number 9. Bradshaw, the last score update we had, was leading Lee Williams by a score of 28-10. So Prescott beats Mingus. Bradshaw beats Lee Williams. What happens if those two teams just move up one and then end up becoming 8 and 9?
Be one of the best games in the 4A division next week. That's what it would be. It'd be a rivalry and playoff game all in one.
What is this? A shotgun situation out here for Prescott. What are you doing? And they take the shotgun, and the quarterback's going to run it, and will get tackled for a loss out there, which will end up being a sack, and it looks like Davis gets the sack out there. Why are you not kneeling on the ball? What has happened to the victory formation?
I can't understand it. For those of you watching and listening, with under a minute left in a rolling clock, you would not want to chance your players getting injured going into playoffs next week.
Well, I wouldn't, but apparently I don't know how to coach anymore.
And they're in the shotgun again.
And now this time they're going to take the kneel. Okay, that's gonna end the game here for senior night as the Prescott Badgers victorious over the Mingus Marauders by a score of 55-7. We'll have some plays there. We'll have the Gettles postgame show is coming up. We're gonna have scoring plays. We're gonna have individual stats, and then we're going to talk about what the 2023 Mingus Marauders could look like when we come back after this.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
The right vehicles, the right people, the right price. Make Jones Ford of Verde Valley the right place to buy. Choose from our new in-stock Ford selection or custom order just the way you want it. Buy pre-owned with peace of mind with Jones Ford's lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Plus, drive a little, save a lot. Jones Ford is your tax advantage destination. So, for the right vehicles at the right price, make the right choice. Jones Ford Verde Valley, family owned and operated for over half a century. Just off I-17 in Camp Verde.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Well, the Prescott Badgers ruined senior night here for the Mingus Marauders, 55-7, and a very senior, heavy-laden Prescott Badgers team takes it to the Mingus Marauders here, and they did most of their damage here on the ground. It was 35-7 here at halftime, and then in the third quarter, actually it was 28-7 at halftime. 3:05 left to go in quarter number 3. A 1-yard dive by McKelvey makes it, and the extra point made it 35-7. Fourth quarter, a 3-yard run by McKelvey with 11:26 left to go. Second play in the fourth quarter, and the extra point nailed the left upright and was no good. It was 41-7. And then 8:48 left to go. A 7-yard sweep by Norris made it 48-7. And then 3:42 left to go. A 12-yard pass to Rice to Van Dyke, and the extra point was good. And your final score out here, 55-7. The Mingus Marauders fall. Offensively, the Mingus Marauders did not have a whole bunch going here tonight. Arnaudo led all rushers for the Marauders with 13 carries and 47 yards. 14 yards on 8 carries for Dirkelect out there, and Camacho ended up with just 2 carries. One, unfortunately, a fumble at the Mingus Marauder 26-yard line. Camacho ends up 2 for 11 here tonight, 29 yards, and both of those receptions going out to Contreras, although had a couple of other potential receptions downfield to Dirkelect. Man, that would have been a nice one if he would have been able to grab it. Mingus Marauders end up with 52 yards on the ground and 29 yards in the air. A dominant defensive performance out here by the Prescott Badgers. On the other side, the Prescott Badgers were able to run the ball pretty much at will. 342 yards on 57 carries, averaging 6 yards a carry. McKelvey led all rushers in the game, 179 yards with 24 carries. Norris added 13 carries and 54 yards, as well as a couple of touchdowns. McKelvey, by the way, had 3 rushing touchdowns. Rice had 7 carries and 47 yards, including a touchdown. And Tennant ended up with 11 carries, 47 yards, and he was denied the end zone. How about that? That was just not nice. Jake Hilton led all receivers here in the game as he ends up with 90 receiving yards on 7 receptions. Orrich had 2 receptions for 39 yards. And the quarterback, Rice, ended up with a really nice game. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 for 19. 1 touchdown, 178 yards, and no interceptions. So a real nice game. He's going to end up with almost 1,200 throwing yards on the season going into playoffs.
And the Badgers proved tonight how great of a team they are. Obviously, senior laden, like you said. These guys, lots of seniors on that Prescott team. We wish them the best of luck in the playoffs coming up for them. And, boy, just some food for thought, Jackie. How about this? So, Prescott defense really held the Marauders out tonight. I mean, really showed that they're ready for the playoffs. Obviously, Marauders only score coming via defense. Right. Stripped, fumble, recovery for a touchdown, and the number 1 team in 4A, American Leadership Academy, Gilbert North, put up 55 points on this Prescott Badgers team. So not to look at too tall of a mountain for the Marauders as we've gotten better and better each season, but there's still a lot to climb. These 4A teams in this division are really, really tough, and I just kind of had some thoughts about that. Like, man, that must be an incredible offense, and it's going to take some really good coaching and really good players to beat a team like ALA, Gilbert North, and some of these top teams in the 4A division. And like I said, we wish Prescott the best luck in the playoffs. And how about that? Love seeing the arms over the shoulders there, the Marauders. Great season. These guys fought back from hardly any wins in the last couple seasons to have, 5 wins this season. Huge. And the Marauders really, really turned it up, and it's great to see the seniors laid all out there tonight. Makai Arnuato, great game. Boy, he was just another game away from having 1,000 yards. And Dirkelect, so fun to watch on the football field. We're going to for sure miss him. Contreras, same way. I love seeing him a little bit hurt, not giving up out there. He was not going to come off the field tonight, not on senior night, his last game here. So great to see that, and I'm sure Coach Montabaya has given them a great talk down there.
Well, certainly so. In fact, we're going to key in on the seniors that will be departing onwards and upwards for the rest of their life, and the juniors that will take their place as seniors coming up next year, and a update on the Bradshaw score when we come back to Mingus Union High School after this.
2 things we can count on every year.
A new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
Well, it comes this time every single year where the seniors have played their final game at home, their final game of the season, and now all of a sudden it becomes real that, 4 years of football and all the dedication and all the practice and the countless hours and the how many times you were sore and how many times you hurt and how many times you were bruised, and all of that comes to an end. The friendships that you put together, all the teammates and the teamwork, the relationships with coaches, and it all winds down to your final game as a senior.
Yeah, and so many of these, the seniors, kind of when they were doing the introductions and plans after graduation, it was so nice to hear. A lot of them had the senior retreat written on their memories, as well as California football camp. And a couple of huge memories for myself as well. You never forget those memories. Those guys will have those forever. And it's an absolute shame it's over and time to move on to bigger and better in life.
Well, certainly so. I mean, Brayson Durkalek, we wish him well. What a team player. You start as the quarterback, and then the coaching staff says, we need to make a change here, and just without a hesitation, said, okay, great, fine, I'll run the ball, and probably said, oh, fantastic, I get to play defense now, and get more time out on the field, and just a pleasure to watch a great sportsman player on the field. And Contreras led the team with receptions and receiving yards out there. Also played a lot of defense for the Mingus Marauders this year.
Yeah, and not to take anything away, it didn't seem much on the offensive side of the ball, but defensively too. I mean, he's out there making a ton of plays. So these guys, Ethan Jones, speaking of defensive side of the ball, was a beast all season for the Marauders. He was in the backfield more times than I could count some games. Didn't always come up with the tackle, but came up with sacks when they were much needed. In those games that the Marauders came away with victories, he was an absolute contributor. Same with Curtis Glassman. Both those guys have that defensive end / tight end physique, and they both played it really, really well. So yeah, absolutely going to miss those guys in the next season. But like I said, hopefully these juniors can come up and fill their shoes.
Well, Jones led the Mingus Marauders in tackles defensively for the Marauders, second in receptions as a tight end. Arnado, a senior moving on, led the Mingus Marauders in rushing yards here for the 2022 season, and then turned around, played both sides of the ball, and turned around and played an outside linebacker to go along with it. You made mention of Curtis Glassman on the offensive and defensive line there, and then Cam Davis came on, especially the second half of the season, and made a big difference for the Mingus Marauders, both in the offensive and defensive line. And we're going to miss all of them. However, let's take a glance at what the 2023 Mingus Marauder team looks like. I mean, and how do you feel about this?
Oh, so exciting! It's so exciting, and especially when we got the chance to talk to Max Leckington before the game, who unfortunately wasn't playing tonight, but even he was excited for next season, right? Not to look past the last game here for these seniors and the Marauders, but boy, we got some of our starter names coming back. Camacho, Nicholas Choate, I heard Isaiah Hernandez on the line, Noah Wallowitz, Max Leckington will be back. And I say Nicholas Choate, I hope his recovery goes real well, as he's going to have to go on some sort of surgery, maybe therapy at least, for his shoulder to be all healed up for next season. But timing on that should work out, as we kind of talked a little bit to the coaching staff about that. Clay Bowers is coming back, Isaiah Latham, Seth Bruland, Grijalva's coming back, Machado, Senna had a pick 6 for the Marauders this year. He's coming back. So just a great core of juniors for the Marauders, a lot of varsity football experience. So it's going to be exciting next season.
And not only that, but you've got kids that are sophomores that will be coming up that, this coaching staff has just spoken so highly about, and they've tried to keep them together as a covert group, a collision, if you will, of a collusion of sophomores that are going to be able to grow together, and that group is going to be coming up as juniors for this varsity squad next year. So you're going to have 20 potential returning senior players for the Mingus Marauders, plus you're going to have probably another 15 or so juniors coming up, and that's if you don't get any other athletes at all.
Right. And we kind of joked with Max before the game. We're like, hey, recruit your friends.
Right.
Because Marauders didn't have much of a depth chart this year, which is why we can speak so highly on these seniors. They were playing both sides of the ball, leaving it all out there. And yeah, next year, hopefully we can get a little bit more depth chart with a lot of juniors coming back. They're going to be seniors next year. We can grow that roster a little bit. And again, with 5 wins this year, these juniors have a lot of momentum going into summer football, that summer weight room, all the practices that they'll have, California camps coming up for them, their senior retreat. Hopefully they can just grow their group and have a nice group of seniors next year.
Well, you take that into consideration, and then, let's say 4 years ago, Mingus was 0-10, and then went 1-9, and then went 2-8, and then now back to a spot where 5-5. It's the first time Mingus has not had a losing record in 5 years, and Mingus comes back. Another highlight: their first Grand Canyon Region victory coming this year against the Flagstaff Eagles. Now they got to put it together. Speaking of Grand Canyon Region victories, less than a minute now left to go, and Bradshaw extends their lead 35-10 over Lee Williams, and that is going to give the Bradshaw Bears the undisputed Grand Canyon Region crown for 2022, and could potentially propel them ahead of Prescott. Who knows? I mean, but Prescott and Bradshaw definitely have a tremendous chance of matching up in round 1 of the playoffs.
That's just so exciting to think about, a Prescott-Bradshaw first-round playoff game. And you're right, Jackie. Who knows where it'll end up, because Lee Williams is going to give the Bears more power points than Mingus gave. Mingus' schedule slightly weaker than Lee Williams, so we'll see where the Bears and the Badgers end up. I mean, I would say the pesky Bears or the pesky Badgers, but they're both pesky.
Well, no, definitely true. And so Prescott ran all over the Mingus Marauders here tonight, taking a look at how different those teams are. So less than 4/100ths of a point separate Bradshaw and Prescott. So depending on what everybody else's, schedule did here tonight, the teams that Bradshaw played versus the teams that Prescott played, that'll make a major difference here on whether or not Bradshaw is able to jump over the Prescott Badgers. Don't forget, Yuma Catholic plays number 5 St. Mary's. If they beat number 5 St. Mary's, Yuma Catholic could jump both of them and just screw this whole thing up. Marcos Deniza, don't know how they were doing, but they had not an easy game. Number 8 was playing number 13, Arizona College Prep here tonight. That's not an automatic either. So, you could have all sorts of last-minute changes here to the whole, PowerPoints and rankings going into playoffs here.
Yeah, and as exciting as it's going to be, not for the Marauders, but tomorrow morning, the live bracket show. So the AIA will pick that final 16 on Saturday morning, not tomorrow morning, sorry. Saturday morning between 8 and 10 a.m. They will release the playoff bracket, AIA365.com.
Unfortunately, Lee Williams team will not be in playoffs, but the Grand Canyon region will be represented by the Bradshaw Bears and the Prescott Badgers, both of whom beat the Mingus Marauders handedly here this season. Here tonight, the final score, 55-7 on senior night. We wish all our seniors a fantastic, wonderful future, and look forward to the 2023 Mingus Marauders coming up in approximately 9 months and 2 weeks from now.
Who's counting?
But who's counting? Absolutely. All right, I'm Jackie Bessler. This is Nick Yatsinko. Thank you so much for a wonderful season, my friend. And to our crew out here tonight, we want to say thank you. Steve Endicott coming back to our crew. Sushila Kandola on camera here tonight. And, of course, our producer, Zach Kline. For all of the Verde Valley TV crew, the Yavapai Broadcasting, the KYBC crew, we wish you well. Once again, congratulations to the Bradshaw Bears on winning the Grand Canyon region, and we look forward to hopefully softball and baseball coming up in the spring.
This has been the post-game report brought to you by Gettles High Desert Mechanical Heating, AC, and Plumbing Specialist, online at GettlesHDM.com.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettles High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettles and go Marauders.
This has been a presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting Sports. Any rebroadcast or use of this broadcast without written permission from Mingus Union High School or Yavapai Broadcasting is expressly prohibited. Mingus Marauder Football is brought to you by Jones Ford Verde Valley, Arizona's best since 1970. State Farm Insurance, Jennifer Griffin. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs. Rock Zoo Screen Printing, where clothing comes to rock. Longfellow Excavating, we dig your ideas. And Northern Arizona Healthcare, improving health, improving people. Your 2022 Mingus Marauder Football is also brought to you by these fine businesses. Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros, 3 generations here to serve you. Larry Green Chevrolet, the people place. All Price Insurance. Call 634-2311 to get your quote. Gettles High Desert Mechanical, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Don't settle, get Gettles. Your Neighborhood Rice Accounting and Jackson Hewitt Tax Services. Sun Country Custom Woodworks, serving all of Northern Arizona with commercial and residential custom cabinets. And Yavapai College. You can, we can, together. Tune in for details on the next Mingus Marauders game on Verde Valley TV and KYBC.